Did I forget something? Jazz fingers.
Welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Grab a cold one, maybe a beer. Stay alert in the chat. Giveaway prizes. Heck, maybe we'll give away Uncle Bill's cowboy hat. Jim says sidekick, wouldn't you know? Uncle Extra Medium in the show. Smash that like button and subscribe. Let's all be part of hashtag Uncle Bill's Tribe. Hashtag Uncle Bill's Tribe.
Get some on your bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, and all the ships at sea, welcome to Uncle Bill's Hangar Talk with your favorites and mine, Jim Beauchart. Look, I pointed in the right direction on the first. No, I didn't. Motherfucker. Jim Beauchart. I just demonetized myself in the first 15 seconds. Charles Galuski. Dominic. That's it. That's all we got. How you doing, guys?
Swell.
Yeah, it's all happening as usual.
Well, medium well, Uncle Extra medium well. Uncle Extra medium well. Now there could be Uncle Extra medium gets a job in a steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of the scenes and the different thing you can do.
Cold cheeseburger.
Where's Uncle Extra medium? He's in the back tenderizing his meat. I can see it.
Yep.
I can see it. There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
What you think? I think, yeah, you get that pounder. You'd be back there pounding your meat. Yeah.
Exactly.
Tenderized meat. Yeah, I mean,
How about
tenderized
Johnny?
meat. Yeah, you do it with a hammer, with a spiky looking hammer weapon thing.
Weapon thing. Thor.
You got pinners too.
A mini Thor.
Yeah, well, it's like a Thor hammer, except it's kind of
Thor.
got,
Angel.
It's Thor, all right. I've been beating my meat all day.
it's Thor. It's so Thor. Yeah. And shooting lightning out your ass like Zeus. So how's everybody in the chat? Good to see you. Welcome in.
Look at the tiny drone flyer.
As you can tell, I got a little more energy than usual today because I did not make that trip to my dad's house.
Oh, great.
Well, I was waiting. I had a FedEx delivery coming on Sunday. Didn't know they did that. And I didn't want to leave $100 worth of paint sitting on my front porch all day. So I used that excuse. It was probably because I felt like crap because I drank too much on Artie's channel last night.
I like okay.
Plus,
Warren, how long?
Plus, it was 97 today.
Wow.
Yeah, in the shade. And heat index of, what did it say, 107? It was a little higher. There was a heat warning. So I did the smart thing. Instead of working in that hot garage all day, I did the smart thing and went out and cut the grass.
In your long johns? Your thermals?
No.
Okay.
No. I miss having thermals. They were comfy. You know, they're anti-chafing. You can wear them in public. I mean, I didn't. Yeah, I did. But today I did. You know what I did? See, I accomplished so much today. I bought a new battery for my garden mower. Oh my gosh, he came. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been a while. Friends and neighbors.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Tom. Yeah, we need children. All right. And of course, everybody's favorite, Alexa.
Alexis. I didn't know Alexa was here. That was completely inappropriate.
Hello. Did I miss my song?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, goodbye.
What? Okay. What song? This song?
Yeah, that one. You can turn it off. I've heard it before.
What's up, Warren?
You do it again.
Oh, we're glad you're here. Grab a cold one, maybe up here.
In here, weren't here when we did it.
Stay alert in the
Well,
chat.
I'm
Giveaway
pointing to the number on the
prizes.
top of my screen, like you can
Maybe
see
we'll
it.
give away Uncle Bill's cowboy hat. Jim says sidekick, wouldn't you know? Uncle Extra Medium in the show. Smash that like button and subscribe. Let's all be part of hashtag Uncle Bill's Tribe. Hashtag Uncle Bill's Tribe.
Yay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, friends, and neighbors, and all the ships at sea. See, I did that over again. That was for you. Welcome.
Thank you. So sweet you are.
Well, I try, but
You are.
it's easy to be sweet to the sweet or something like. I don't know how that goes.
Yeah.
And by the way, just to remind everybody, trees are dicks. I just thought I'd put that out there. What was I
Sorry.
talking about?
So are shirt
You were talking
sleeves.
about the heat.
Oh God, it was 97, and the heat index at 107. But I think
Bill,
briefly
it's,
was higher than that. Are you in Las Vegas?
7:08 p.m.
Yeah.
and the temperature currently is 108 degrees.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, but remember, it's a dry heat.
It's a
Yeah,
dry.
you
Like,
have
it's,
to
yeah,
heat
It's just like opening up the oven and sticking your
it's
damn
got-
head in.
it's a
Yeah.
dry. It was a hair dryer.
Yeah.
It was a,
Yeah.
so yeah. So
Exactly.
so's right. That's so sticking your head in the oven.
Yeah.
It was 100. It was 97, and the humidity was 63%. I believe. That's rare. That's
Yeah.
usually it burns it off, but it wasn't burning off. Because we have had a lot of rain lately. So like I said, I
No,
did smart
we're
things.
at right now. We're at 7% humidity.
Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that's why this is in my hand all day long. Okay.
No,
I
I
wasn't
like
watching.
Gary.
Well, what's in your hand all day long? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
baby. No.
Oh, okay. I mean, you're in the HC, so you can do that. And the Dream
Okay.
Michael Ryan.
There we go. Funny guy Grumpy. Look at that. Everyone on the panel, as well as me. Thanks,
Hi,
Lloyd.
Mike.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, look,
Thanks,
look,
Gary.
see,
I'm
they're
glad
coming
you
in
enjoyed
now.
the video, Gary.
Yeah, look who it is. It's Maddie Cundiff.
Hey! Hi, guys.
What's up, Maddie?
Oh.
Hey,
sorry.
Tom. Mike.
Hi.
Tom.
Maddie.
Bill. Alexis.
Jim.
Charles.
This is a panel.
Yeah.
All I was saying was
I
I
got
didn't
Jim
manage
tonight.
to
Woo, baby.
accomplish things today, no matter how hot it was. And my mower needed a new battery, and I had bought it a couple of days ago and left it on the charger because new batteries they don't come with a full charge. And I charge it, and I put that on, and that accomplishment took me all of about 8 minutes, which includes walking out to the motor, put it in. And I thought, well, I'm out here, may as well cut the grass. But I did it with the big mower. It's much faster.
Hey, Mikey.
I know I cheated. I didn't do the push
RG.
behind today.
Big mower.
So why don't we say hi to everybody in the chat? Can we do that?
Yeah, why not?
Hey, everybody. in the
Margie,
chat.
Margie's here. Hi, Margie.
Hello to everybody in the chat.
I go out of my way to say hi to all our Filipino friends because they made me what I am today.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, shit.
And here I thought it was your mom and dad.
Oh,
Jalen. Yep.
them and Alexis.
Hey, Chuck. Howdy, Chuck.
Who and me? What?
Alexis started
Made me
it.
what I am today. I'd probably have 150 subs if it wasn't for you two. Oh my gosh, we look almost a full panel because we have. Oh,
Now we can play Hollywood Squares.
And I'm so glad I let you in.
What the hell was I thinking?
Good to see you, Don.
I
Get
see
fish
you.
eye out. We will have a full panel.
Take me out. Take me. Take.
When,
Stop.
when did you
I'm
add
ready.
memberships, Bill?
Not
When
me.
did you get your memberships?
We need a few zingers from Don.
Zingers, they were good. Remember Zingers?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they were like
they were-
Twinkies, but they had the icing on top where you could roll the icing up and keep it by itself, then eat the cake.
But didn't they
And
have
they had
jam in them
icing.
instead of cream filling?
Yeah,
didn't
it
they have
had
a
jam and also strawberry and
raspberry
like
and
a
covered in,
coconut.
It
shredded
depends.
coconut.
The zingers, they had the
Love
coconut and raspberry
Yeah.
type flavor.
The
But you also
raspberry,
had the
right,
chocolate
Don.
zingers.
Can you still get those?
Yep.
Because I really want them now.
My father eats them all the time.
Yeah, chocolate zingers. You could, and I believe it was vanilla zingers. They came with the icing over the top, and I would roll the icing up into a little icing ball, keep it to the side, eat the cake, and then have the icing just pure sugar at the end.
Here's sugar. Let me run up to the corner store. I'll be right back.
Eat enough of
Well,
those.
you know what you got to
cut
say
your
about all
toes
that.
off.
That's the icing on the face.
Yeah, yeah. You eat them, you get real sloppy when you're eating them, and
That's the icing on the face.
That's what happens.
Got an echo.
Does anybody want to bring up the fact that Bill has memberships now?
Yeah, I've just noticed that.
Well, if you didn't say anything, Bill would have brought it up in like 2 minutes.
No, he wouldn't have.
I don't know about that.
So,
I don't think he would have.
Give
No.
us an explanation
No,
of what the
just-
memberships are about.
It's not. There's nothing special about any of this stuff. You get 1,000, and they do a thorough background check. No, they don't. They just
Mike, you're in the
Whatever.
Matrix, bro. Mike's in the Matrix.
You're
What in the
glitching.
hell
You're
is
glitching.
going
You're
on,
glitching.
man?
He's got issues.
I feel like
Why are we focusing on Mike's issues? That's not nice.
Hey, Mike, did you say it's only 12 degrees centigrade by you? Where are you? Up by the Arctic Circle?
No, it's 112.
Oh,
Where are you?
112, not centigrade.
Oh,
105
Oh,
today.
geez.
no, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said, I thought it was 12 degrees centigrade. I was going to go, geez, I want to
No,
know.
105 degrees Fahrenheit.
So where are you, Mike?
Dallas Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
camera,
And you have humidity there too, Mike.
Yeah, you do.
So that feels even worse.
It
Oh,
was
shit.
96 here today. It was hot, man. It was really hot.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
that's
sure it gets hotter in Texas. It gets hotter in Nevada, temperature-wise, over the course of the year. But Florida is still number one hottest state in the country.
It's not a
Oh,
competition.
fascinating.
That's
No,
an
it's-
achievement.
Well, yeah, it is. We live here because we're
Not
real
an
men. We're real men, manly men,
Manly men.
manly men.
Manly men.
No, I can beat that one.
We live here because somebody invented air conditioning. That's why we live here.
13 degrees
exactly.
Celsius here, Trevor.
I think it was Mr. Carrier, if I'm not mistaken.
It was actually. That's who's given credit for it. Yeah. Yep. Don could probably correct all us with fun facts on that kind of thing. He's good like that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. I was just staring off. I
Why
mean,
don't
you don't have to
another
choke
step?
on it or anything, but you're going to have to suck it.
Do we?
Sorry to
No,
wake
Mr.
up.
Carrier was the first commercially produced. He commercially produced AC unit.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I should know that kind of stuff. My dad was a heating and air guy.
Yeah, I bet you he knows it.
Maybe.
So your dad knows something you don't know.
Hey, Jim,
Hi.
how close is your camera to your face? Because your head's like 3 times the size of mine.
Wait till you start talking.
Got nothing to do with the
According
camera.
to Bill, that is the
But you
case.
guys, I tell you what, I didn't know about that one.
It is 3 times the size of her. I mean,
Okay, here's
He
your
has
standard.
trouble
Met
keeping
both of
his
them.
head up right on those shoulders.
she's a big girl, but that's a big head. Yeah, absolutely.
Here's your standard
Scale.
stir stick, paint stir stick.
Yeah.
Right there.
Big girl is not the word for it. She shocked the shit out of me when I met her. She's a lot taller than
There I go. I can
She's
sit way
she's
back
6'2". She's my height. Yeah.
there. And then I
I didn't realize you were so tall.
fucking Beetlejuice back here.
I'm 40 inches away from the camera.
I can make that up in about
I'm just gonna lay this down here
The amount of
several
times.
times, 52 times, and then I'll be 40 inches away.
God, I can't even have a normal conversation.
Not a chance.
normal.
Inchworm.
Normal.
What do you say?
The
Read the chat.
Normal. We mark on the curve.
Sex. What's
How
to
did-
you might be normal to that person.
Jeff.
What do you know of normal?
Jeff is not normal. That's for sure.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't talk.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what normal is, but I tell you
What
one
did
thing.
Charles leave?
Tell you one thing, Jim. I had
Married
fun with
him.
you in the back seat. That was normal.
What was normal?
Our backseat adventure.
Yeah, I refuse to go back there now.
Was such a gentleman. That's not normal.
Well, how many inches are you away from your camera? That's all
I
want.
told you. I told you. Paint stir stick. Got my
How long
finger-
is that? 12 inches?
12 inches. 12 inches.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
Or-
make them
Well, I'm
any
3
longer.
times. I'm
Or
3
in
measured from the
Jim
base?
Goldchart, exaggeration talk, 3 feet.
Okay, so for 12 inches away.
Why are we asking how far?
I don't know.
I'm
What's
confused.
why is his head so big?
Look, I'm Irish. I'm out of this conversation.
Oh,
You're not the only one.
I've heard that story. Yeah. Michael Wright. Well, he was there. Now he's gone. Wow, he's having some severe problems.
Yeah, he was glitchy.
Hi, Chris
Yeah.
Waters.
Yeah, let's say hi to everybody in chat. I'm going to say hi. Hi, Mikey Fly Zone Jones. Ron Lockwood. How you doing, Ron? Good to see you. Mark the Tech Guy. Welcome in. Akarasho. Warren is Sunrise Chris, Water Media. He's a nice guy. We got Cool Cat because he's cool. And Akarasho, Charles Glacier. Oh, Lloyd. We know Lloyd's there. Hi, Lloyd. How you doing? And
Hi, Lloyd.
Johnny Drone Flyer.
Johnny Drone.
Johnny, I'll send you a link if you want to come in, but you'll be asleep in 15
Johnny
minutes.
left you a little super chat earlier.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Oh, Johnny, thank you. You didn't have to do that. What did he leave me?
$1.99.
$199.
That's awesome.
Oh, sorry, wrong decimal place. Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's about one and morph. We got Trevor Fuss from Australia. How you doing? Yeah, well, it's your winter now, so you're not going to have. You can keep the extreme temperatures. He says. Mark White, how you doing, buddy? And we got anybody else? Who we got? Yeah, Lee Beesing. I sent you a link if you feel like stopping by. Mark the Tech Guy, good to see you. And
Say Joe Flyer, Captain Joe America.
Captain Joe.
Chuck.
Hi, Brett.
in from Cove Action.
Oh, Chuck's here. How you doing, Chuck? Didn't know you're here. Margie. Hi, Margie.
Hi, Margie.
Say hi to the Philippines for us. And we got, I was talking to her.
Greg.
Greg from Holly FAV.
They don't listen to you. Brant Ariels. That would be Gary.
Drives.
Gary. The
Send
light
Gary,
key.
send Gary a link, Jim, when you get a second.
Super sticker.
Trevor.
Did I get a super sticker?
Get Gary in here and
Yep,
tell
he just
people.
got one
Yeah,
from
Trevor.
Burner
It's
accounts.
not showing up
to
on my
lock
phone.
everybody.
I'm scrolling up. That's why. Andrew. Hi, Andrew. What'd I miss?
Hi, Andrew.
Warren.
No, I said hi to.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Young guy
Harley,
42. How you doing?
Cool.
Greg
I
and
don't think I got you listed.
Greg from Harley
Hi,
FPV.
Who?
Greg from Harley FPV.
He's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's another good. He's funny.
Yeah, he's a character, man.
Yeah, he is. He's a funny guy. He's crazy too.
He is nuts.
Never forget what he did the day of the meetup.
He is nuts.
He stopped on the way to the meetup. There was a business a couple doors away. There's a brand new tattoo parlor.
Ooh, a tattoo shop.
He said, yeah, well, thanks for the super chat, Trevor. I appreciate it. Or the whatever that thing is. He stopped. He got a big old tattoo with it was of your group, right? Your
Quad Mafia, yeah.
Quad Mafia tattoo on his arm before he came into the meetup. That was funny. Anyway.
And all I had was 6 beers before the meetup.
Yep.
I had a nap before we came on today, so just
Beers every half hour. You were drunk getting off the plane.
So I was
You were
told.
flying.
Oh.
Is
Okay.
it April yet?
Jim got arrested.
Are we there yet?
Who got arrested?
No, the joke.
Oh, Lloyd, that was nice. Thank you. $4.99, or you have you on the panel? I would have you on the panel. So make it bigger.
Yay.
Just kidding. Thank you, Lloyd. I would always be happy to have you on the panel. Of course, you always had nothing. So anyway, it's just a joke. So anyway, what did we all do today in our extreme heat? Did we stay indoors and stay safe, or did we do something outdoors and take the chance of getting a heat stroke?
Yard work and fix the front porch step kind of concrete thing. Yeah, did a lot of fun.
Very descriptive. How hot was it in Canada?
It's 20 Celsius right now.
That
During
means
the
nothing
day,
to Americans.
yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
It's very comfortable, actually. 20 Celsius.
I didn't even notice.
68 degrees Fahrenheit.
Don't care.
68, nice.
68.
It was hot enough that my AC was going all day, and it would only get within 2 degrees where I had the thermostat set. It was
We
struck.
went.
Yeah,
We went south to Arizona last week when it was 118 down there, but we went up to Flagstaff, so it was 75 degrees and 55 at night. It was really nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's some good.
8,000
sleeping
feet
weather.
up.
not
Eight
bad.
thousand feet up.
when I went to Arizona the one time I was over there, we drove out, and it was amazing how beautiful it was in Flagstaff in the 70s. And this
Flagstaff
was
is
the middle
amazing.
of the
Yeah,
heat wave
yeah.
in July, and driving down. What's the highway to
You
go up and down?
Start to go down. To go down to Sedona, you go down 89A, which
down
is
to Phoenix.
breathtaking.
We went to Phoenix.
But 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it just got hotter and hotter.
Oh,
And
it was ridiculous.
it was 118 degrees, and it was exactly what the temperature was that day.
Today, in fact, the news here reported there were 2 kids up in the Enterprise section of Las Vegas that both got brought into a hospital for 2nd and 3rd degree burns on their feet. The kids had run out the front door.
I
They
can believe it.
saw one of their relatives coming, but they were barefooted. Unfortunately,
it.
you take an infrared thermometer outside and you point it at the blacktop, and it's about 150 degrees. Wow. So,
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah, I was couldn't
I
believe
get
we had-
pissed at people seeing them walking their dogs without the booties on.
Oh no,
Yeah.
grass only. You know, if the grass is surviving,
They don't let us grow grass here.
I was
They
broke.
sell it, but we can't buy it.
Yeah,
You can't
I
water.
agree with that.
We
Cool
can't
cat.
grow it.
We were broke back then. We were young, you know. We had a Volkswagen Rabbit, which was a decent car. You know, it was a 76. This was 1980 or 81. 81? I don't know. It's when I got married the first time. This was our honeymoon. We drove out west, and a friend lent us their house for a week because they were on vacation somewhere else. And which was great. They had a swamp cooler, kept the house in the 80s, which is pretty nice. And the backyard had a swimming pool, which was great. But driving there, we didn't have AC in that thing. We lived in northeastern Pennsylvania. You can survive without air conditioning in northeastern Pennsylvania. So I had the windows down and hit my arm outside, and the air hitting my arm was hot at 60 miles an hour. I was like, it was amazing. But anyway, that was an experience that I didn't
We
have.
become Mediterranean. We do everything in the morning, nap in the afternoon, and wait till the sun goes down to go out.
Right.
Wow.
I've even been doing that for flying. I'm not
Mediterranean.
flying in the midday.
But you know what?
Exactly,
It's-
cool cat.
We get that for about a month and a half, 2 months. Like we probably get what we call our monsoon coming in the next week or so, where we'll have thunderstorms coming in, which is a good thing for us. We need the rain, but the problem is the ground doesn't soak it up quick enough. So last year, the valley floor where the casinos are, a bunch of casinos were getting flooded. We have these culverts that run all over the place. Unfortunately, down by the Vegas Strip and the actual Las Vegas area, which is Fremont Street, you get a lot of the fire
I'd
department
agree with
really
you.
has to work their asses off. A lot of water rescues because the homeless people take shelter in the culverts, in the the underground tunnels for the water diversion, and you get a half an inch of rain here and there are flash floods. I remember a few years back. My mother-in-law, when she was still alive, she asked me, she wanted to know why they put yardsticks next to the roads. And I said, well, it's not for the snow, it's for the flash floods. So if you see any road with a sheen of water on it, you don't go near it because you don't know how deep it'll get.
So what happened to the homeless people inside those culverts when a flash? I mean, that's
If they don't get out in time, they become victims. They become rescue
Yep.
candidates.
Sucks.
That's the problem.
I guess that's one solution to the homeless problem.
I guess so. Right.
Yeah, they clog up the storm
Yeah.
drains.
I didn't mean that.
Then nothing gets through. Well, Chris, Hope.
Exactly.
But they probably smelled better. I think I sent Chris Hope a link too.
Chris, what's up?
No, see, Volkswagen Golfs, we have them too, by the way. He said on this side of the pond, that's a Volkswagen Golf.
Yeah, we do.
This Rabbit was before the Golf here.
Do they still make the Golf over here? I know I haven't seen one in a while.
Not over here.
Yes.
Still
I
in
don't
the
think
US.
they,
They're very popular here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. European
had one.
market. Yeah.
No,
Down in
rabbit.
Australia. I think the Far East also.
Yeah, but Volkswagen was good for that. You know, they just make a subtle change in it. They call it something else. Like if it was a convertible, a Rabbit was a cabriolet. You know,
Yeah.
fancy name for a car. Don, is it hot by you?
Nah. It was like 91 today.
That's nice.
91's pretty
It's
hot.
nice.
91's hot.
It's a chilly
Yeah.
91.
It was humid.
91 is nice. I wouldn't mind 91.
You know, that's because that's what's funny. A storm did, or a almost storm because it didn't rain, kind of blew through. It was supposed to rain, then it changed its mind.
Really?
And the temp's like, wow, it's getting really nice out here. This was when, of course, after I'd been in the sun for an hour and a half cutting the grass. But right towards the end, it's like, oh, this is getting comfortable. And I checked. Yeah, it's a very cool 86.
I want to leave.
But after,
Well, I'll tell you, 86 here is very cool, you know, especially with the low humidity.
well, right. Well, that's the difference.
Yeah,
You know?
it's all relative.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you go from a heat index of 107 down to that,
Well,
it's like, oh, this
when
feels
you walk
awesome.
along the strip and they air condition the outside streets, you know it's freaking hot. Okay. Just
I'm
put
gonna
up a misting system in the back. Now, I had one when I was in New York, you know, gazebo. We had a mister, but you'd always get damp. You'd always get wet. Here,
Yep.
it cools it down by at least 10, 15 degrees,
Hmm.
but you're still bone dry. Okay.
How's that?
The
Evaporates.
mister, I mean, it just cools the air enough, but it evaporates so damn quickly.
It's like an aerating swamp cooler, kind of.
Yeah, the swamp cooler is the only problem with them, man. They do suck a lot of electricity, and they really don't drop the temperature much more than maybe 10 to 12 degrees
Yeah.
above, you know, below the ambient. That's the big problem with them.
I really? That's it? That's a 10 or, I thought 10 or
Yeah,
15.
it's,
but
it's
even
on,
then,
well, out here it's only about 10 to 12 degrees. They say is the efficiency.
they say they have them down here, but I haven't met anybody that has one. But supposedly they were cheaper to run than running your AC.
Really.
Yeah,
I would think, yeah, well, I don't know. Our ACs are pretty efficient out here.
they are now. I guess this was back in, this was back in 1980, like I said, 80, 81. And there's no, and of course the green people like them because it's just water. But
Well, the big problem we have out here is people with pools. They're getting really hit on their water bills out here because at these temperatures, that water's evaporating at a pretty high rate. So they're paying a small fortune now. And now they're adding surcharges if you use above, you know, a certain amount of water. You're getting tapped. But we got
Typical.
the guy who invented eBay up on the hill not far from us. This guy trucks water in. That's how much water this guy is using. I mean, he's got like a, I think his, let me look it up real quick. Hold on. I had him up before on a news article. Yeah, he's got a 47,000 square foot home. Okay, just can't imagine what it takes to cool that. And he's up on top of the mountain.
How do you
here.
need
He's
such
up
a
on
big
top of
house
the
for?
Black Mountain.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah,
the
well, you know,
hell?
you got money, you piss it away. I don't
I
know.
love the guys that live, but just a man and his wife that live in a home with 15 bedrooms.
well, he might be a polygamist. He's got a wife in one end of the house, another wife in the other
Very
end of
true.
the house.
They never
Keep
see
them
each other.
separated, so you
Yeah,
never
they never
know.
see each other.
They don't
They
even
use
see each other.
walkie-talkies to communicate.
And
Yeah,
they're
he's
all
living a
lazy to
secret
walk
life.
the other-
Yeah, he's living a secret life in the East Wing.
I would only buy a house like that so I can fly through it and have fun.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
That's
a
it.
house that big, you'd need
Maddie,
a
Maddie,
drone to see the
you
other end of
rent.
the house.
You,
I just want to
you
fly.
rent for that without a lease so you can get out of it, okay?
True. I rent now. Never owned a home ever.
I stopped by to see when we were in Flagstaff. We went down to Sedona, which is freaking gorgeous. Hippies
Nice,
just
yeah.
love that place with the vortexes, you know. And then we went to Prescott, and I stopped by Pilot Institute to see Greg and team. Okay, they got a nice operation there.
Yes, they do.
He's good people. He's good.
I gotta-
So is the whole gang there. They're really,
The whole crew,
really nice
their whole
people.
team
Yeah.
is cool. Yeah.
And then he turned me on to a great spot, Watson Lake. I just put up a video today on YouTube. He told me go over fly Watson Lake, and it
They
was
did a
man. Watson Lake
notification.
was off the hook. Really gorgeous place. Gorgeous place to fly. Did some FPV flying there. Amazing.
Huh.
Great spot.
Why don't I get these notifications in YouTube? That drives me nuts. I didn't know you put a video out.
I don't often, like once a month. I put a
Yeah.
video up. I do this for my own enjoyment these days.
Of course. Interesting.
But,
That's how I
Watson
describe
Lake
my
was,
sex
was
life.
such a nice spot to fly. You had some wakeboarders out there, and some a couple of canoes also I saw. But what a beautiful spot! Just gorgeous country over there too.
So who's anybody going to spin up in October?
And
Don't raise,
Alexis,
don't raise your hands at once.
I would expect Alexis to be there.
Yeah.
What's in
Billy,
Texas,
you
right?
decided to go ahead and go?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go.
Are you?
Yeah, the hotel rooms are the good ones are really high, but there's actually some that aren't that far. Well, first of all, there's a Roach Motel pretty close, but I'm not going to do that. But there's still reasonably priced hotels. Just you got to drive 20 minutes to get there. So
Where in Texas is it?
Austin.
it's in Cedar Lake outside of Austin.
Bill's looking for a roommate to.
Have you found one or
I'm
no?
looking to see if it's worth taking the RV there.
I'm not looking for. I don't like roommates.
It doesn't matter where you stay, in my opinion. You're not going to be in it long, anyways.
No, I found a couple. I almost pulled the trigger, and then I'm going to talk to my wife first. But no, I found some that were just 100 and something a night. They weren't bad.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're going to fly.
Yeah.
No,
It's,
maybe.
20,
It's not too
27
bad.
miles.
At the moment, no,
27 hour
because
trip.
the car rentals are really high right now
Right.
for the same reason.
The drive wasn't too bad.
Oh, it's going to suck, but
The drive home
Cedar
sucks.
Lake,
Drive
Indiana.
there, you got excitement. The drive home, you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, you're always
Trevor,
excited.
last week I
You're always
was looking
excited
at,
to go
some
someplace.
campsites
Right.
around Austin.
It took me
Let's
a little
see.
under 20
Nah,
hours to get there.
Nah, it's still from me. It's still 1,450 miles away. So, if I do the calculations based on that great gas mileage I get with my Tundra, I could fly there and back 3 times. Okay.
Yeah, I went
So-
through a little under $900 in gas on that trip to spin up.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
I'm,
won't cost-
I'm
it
getting
won't- it
when
wouldn't
I'm
cost-
towing. When I'm
Driving
towing
a
Maddie,
big
I'm
truck.
getting about 11.5, maybe 12 miles to a gallon.
I got a Santa Fe. I get it almost 30 on the highway.
Yeah,
so
you'd be good with that. It took me about 19 and change to get there, 19 hours. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Straight through. Drive
I'm going
straight.
to do my public service announcement. Master Air Screw, out of the clear blue,
Oh, they reached out to you for
they
review.
they sent me.
Yay.
Why did they send me this? Well,
Oh, the orange.
I recently bought these.
Because he recently got to be
Wrong-
over
wrong
1,000
color, weren't they?
subscribers, and so they're reached out and they're like, "Hey,
No,
Mr. Big Wig YouTuber,
You got the
no,
wrong,
no,
you got the
no.
wrong color. Something.
They should do that just for that review I did that got so many hits. No, this is, dear valued customer, we would like to express our sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks for choosing Master Air Screw. We strive to deliver exceptional products and services that not only meet but exceed your expectations. My expectations are kind of high. Not even a little. Following recent product batch concern, we are currently investigating a potential issue with the limited production batch of our FPV Plus upgrade propellers. Although we don't have any conclusive results yet, we would never risk your trust in us and our products, so we have started a campaign to preventively replace any product which potentially could have been part of a production batch not up to quality standards we have implemented for our products. Based on your recent order history, we're providing a replacement item to you free of charge. Please immediately stop using and discard the old item, and we are hereby replacing. So that's pretty cool.
They're very good with that, backing their product. Very good.
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't complain. I haven't even used them. The ones I bought are still brand new in the box, sitting over there, and they just went out of their way to preemptively strike
that was
me
nice.
losing my drone. And it looks like live ink on this thing. They actually signed the letters.
Hello, Leonard.
Did you get the transparent ones or the regular?
These I don't know. These were the
Solid. They have the solid colors, and now they have the transparent ones. Where
Oh, these are the plus plus. So these are the newer ones.
transparent ones. Then,
yeah.
yeah, they're gonna be like a clearish. Yep.
I don't know if I want to open it. It's fresh.
Do it.
Ah, it's got that tape.
The transparent ones look cool as hell.
Well, I had these on the one that I lost.
The blue ones.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Right.
They're transparent.
Yep. Yeah, I like those better. They look cool.
Yeah. And they're orange.
They look
I
red from-
I bought a set for the Mini 2, and I bought a set for the Air 2S. Because I have a set on the Air 2S right now. But they have but I don't think they're not the clear ones. But they have a slight little crack on one of the blades. I'm going to replace those.
They haven't made clear ones yet for the camera drones. I hope they do. That'd be kind of cool. The transparent on camera drones. That'd be nice. That would be cool. Do they have them now for the camera drones? It's transparent? Oh shit, I didn't know that. I thought they were just solid color.
And look at this. Look at this. They give you a nice little bag.
Oh, I want to see them. Now I want to see them. I want to see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think they're transparent. Hold on. I mean, they're the same level. No, they're not. But they're the same model. They're the plus plus.
Yeah, they're not. They haven't made them transparent yet for the camera drones.
Oh, they must be. They need to be plus 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 then.
Yeah. No. But they come in a nice bag, though.
What a bugger.
It's a stealth fold orange. But yeah, I had those semi-transparent blue ones. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Bill, I'm back.
What happened? You
I
were
have no
glitchy.
idea. It was flickering. I tried 2 different cameras. I rebooted twice. Tried 3
Wow.
times. Finally, I got
It
back
looks
in.
like it's fixed anyway.
Yeah, looks like it's working now. Yeah.
Good.
Thing is, it was just doing all the internet. My camera app was looking great. So I don't know. I was lost.
Yeah, you look great. Well, you know,
Well, I understand that. Come to you, yeah.
you look perfect.
And we know Mike's going to spin up.
Yep, I'm going to spin up. Have you decided, Bill?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I like I said, I'm gonna talk to wifey about it.
What's
But,
the dates on spin up?
You know, I already put the time off at work, so I may as well. 19th and 20th of October.
Okay.
And I haven't decided whether I'm going to drive or not. I think so, but I don't know. One thing to say you're going to do it, and then there's another thing to sit 19 hours in your car.
That's true. I've
It's
done
a
that
lot.
twice.
It is a lot.
Yeah, the round trip for me is at least $1,200 just in gas.
Yeah, it's going to be 300
Yeah, it's
bucks for me.
crazy.
It's a little different.
Like I said,
With a plane ticket.
because of the excitement, the ride back is what sucked.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
want to go. You didn't want to go home. You don't want to go home. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, I
always
want to go
seems
home by that point.
Such a further drive, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it felt longer, a lot longer. Always does.
Yeah.
Really? When I drive long distances, the ride home always seems shorter to me.
Mine
Both
did.
ways?
I drove
But
through
you
the
got
night
nothing.
too, so that might have been part of it.
You got so much to look forward to, Bill. That's it, right?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. You know, as long as I can, I'll just stream online the whole time. I'll just chat away. Next thing you know, you're in a different state.
You got somebody to talk to then.
You know, I mean, it takes a long time just to get out of Florida from down here. I'm gonna be driving straight through Hammond, Louisiana.
Yep, I went.
might-
That's where I did.
I might stop by somebody's house and say howdy.
I stopped by his house and then followed him to Texas from his house.
You know, get the crawfish ready, crawdads, whatever you call them there.
About 12 hours it took me to get to Johnny's. Yeah, about 12 hours.
So what's the closest to fly into? Houston?
Austin.
Austin.
Austin is closer?
Oh, it's in Austin or suburb.
Oh, it's a suburb of Boston?
Just north of Austin, about 20 miles. Less than that, 15.
Cedar Lake, Cedar Creek. What the hell's it called?
Cedar Park.
Cedar Park. Cedar something.
Cedar Park.
Cedar Park. Yeah. Yeah. I had a good time when I went the last time. So why not?
Yeah, it was fun.
I was considering not doing it and just maybe flying my son down, but I could do that anyway. Mark says if he wins the lottery, he might just go.
This is what you need the remote ID for, right? What does that mean? That is when you need the remote ID. What's he talking about?
Hey, Matty, X-Jet took it personal, huh? What Greg said, huh?
A little bit.
Just a bit, huh?
I left my comment in there. I don't give a shit.
Somebody
if you like it or not.
Somebody called his aviation system boring, huh? He really took offense to that.
I talked to Greg. I was on the. It is what it is.
I mean,
this dude's
promoting people to spoof it is
right, bro. It's
fucking asinine.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Well, it's the stupider we get, the more regulations.
Oh, he never mentioned a name. Greg's a professional, man. He doesn't go out and just outright call you out on anything.
And Philly's Philly.
Of course, there's some people in the world that think everything revolves around them, and that's exactly what happened. Oh, he's talking about me. Well, how the hell do you know he's talking about you?
1,344 miles.
I did it with Lauren in the front seat and 3 kids in the back with a dog. Wasn't too bad.
Was the dog named Boo?
Gracie. Close enough.
Me and you and no, that's stuck in my head. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nah, you probably didn't get the reference.
No, I didn't.
Everybody. I'm back. I said my parents had the perfect solution for those long road trips. We were in a Ford Falcon station wagon, and the 3 boys would be in the back. Dad would take inventory by hitting the brakes.
Whee!
But we'd be passed out in about half hour, 45 minutes, and we'd all come out with a cherry complexion, because they had the back window of the station wagon open. So we were sucking on carbon monoxide back there for the whole freaking trip.
How much is gas right now? Around $3?
By you?
Good question.
Probably better than it is by me.
Yeah, I think it's 3 and change. Small. It's low. It's not that bad.
I paid $3.70 at Sam's Club yesterday.
No, it's less than that here.
Yeah, definitely would be.
Low 3s, 320, 310.
I'm too close to California, so
it's about
347 here.
$300 or so, $320 in gas round trip.
It's $460 on the California side of the border.
It all varies. 4 days ago, now it's at $345.
$345.
Of course, it may change on the route to Texas.
Days, it'll be down again.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No, it changes so often. I stopped keeping track of it.
Right.
It's 3.
Yeah.
Three something.
Yep.
Same time.
That's it.
6.23 Canadian for a gallon, and then if you put the exchange on it,
isn't your gallon bigger than ours?
Well, I was putting it to a U.S. gallon.
Yeah, he was already doing the conversion for you, Bill.
Oh, okay.
$1.89 a liter here.
$1.89 a liter.
We're talking about October too, so.
Yeah, it'll go down for a short time.
True. Good point.
Yeah, about a month or so it'll go down, and then it'll start coming back up again. So it's just a roller coaster.
We have that cycle as well.
There's a Circle K over here that was at $3.65 a gallon, and right across the street was Chevron at $4.35 a gallon. Like, how do you stay in business?
Yeah, that's the same thing
right
down
across
here.
the street from each other.
Right. The 7-Eleven is like 310, and then the Chevron across is like 326 or something like that.
Mhm.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Prices, I just
Yeah,
checked.
similar
Prices
thing.
must have went up in my area a little bit. It's 334, 339, 341, 340. I'm looking at gas, buddy.
Gas buddy.
I'm like you though. I stopped paying attention to it. It doesn't fluctuate too much to where it's worrisome. It's just stays in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
You gotta get it, no matter what it is.
I love the guys that drive out of the way to get cheaper gas. They spend more gas driving to get to the gas station than they do to get the cheap gas.
And because
Makes
it's so
nothing
cheap,
but
there's
sense.
a half an hour wait just
Nothing
to get
but
to the pump
sense.
because of the lineup.
Yeah,
Right.
Chevron is $4.23 a gallon right now. So
Ooh.
Come down here during
And-
hurricane season and watch
and
the gas stations.
Costco is $3.69 a gallon. So you figure Sam's Club is around the same price as Costco or close to it. I think, like I said, I think I paid $3.65 yesterday at Sam's Club.
Mhm.
I have a Costco by me. The gas lines go 4
Yeah,
blocks.
you know what?
down
It's
the
not too
road.
bad, but what I crack up with is people not knowing which side their gas bill was on. Like you haven't
Oh,
figured
isn't
this
that
out
funny?
yet. And then they, it's like they're repelling to get the hose over to the other side of the car and gas up. And of course, the stupid idiots behind them now are stuck there because this guy can't get the pump to work because he can't get it into the opening. Rocket scientist.
That's happened to me once in high school.
I bet it did, Jen.
Were you using the right side?
I don't know.
When you first start out, it's hard to
turn it-
know where to put it.
Just turn it over. Try the other side.
We were both too drunk. I don't know.
Johnny, you're only paying $3.09 a gallon.
That's good.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's
I
that
just checked. There's
Venezuelan.
actually
That's
gas
that
station-
Venezuelan gas coming up.
There's gas stations in Florida on the West Coast that are $2.99.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Mr. B. Hello, Michael.
Yeah. Well, people are funny about gas prices. My dad used to take his bikes, his motorcycles, constantly having them tuned and tweaked. Just the gas mileage isn't right. Would you just pay to have that done? About $300. But you buy gas for a long time on a motorcycle for $300. But yeah, he was constantly having them bench tuned and crazy. Yeah. Petrol's $7.11 a gallon. Yeah, but England's the size of New Jersey, so where are you going?
I think I could beat that.
I've seen people do that, Andrew. No joke.
Yeah.
Putting diesel in a car. I've seen it.
Yeah, you get it. You get a few feet on that. Yeah.
I've also seen them drag the pump right off the station.
Yeah.
Take off down the street with the freaking gas pump. Gas pump hanging from the car, just driving down the street. Don't even pay attention. Don't even realize it's on there.
Well, the hose. Because there's
Yeah, the hose.
breakaways.
Yeah,
They just break the hose away and just keep on driving.
It's
Hey,
got
you got to remember.
It's got a quick release on there. I got another member. Hey, Mr. B. I always thought you were a
They
member.
still haven't told us what benefit you get from this membership.
It's
Lion
in the
dying,
works.
Tell it to me.
lion dying, love and affection. I might do some private chats. I'm going to actually have to produce some videos.
Is that
and
like an
then
OnlyFans page?
they'll-
in the
yeah,
works.
it kind of. There is that. Then not everybody will quit it. There's a list. It says what I'm going to supposedly do. I cherry pick personal pictures, stuff like that.
With a Budweiser.
Updates. No, well, I wasn't going to do anything, but now I got a couple. I have 2 members now.
You can become a member for
$6
less
a
than
year.
the
Now
cost.
Hopefully a third one.
Now you got to work.
Yeah, you can become a member for less than the cost of a gas station condom. And Bill might not give you AIDS.
It could be gas station Shusey.
Let me see. What does this say? Maybe I'll become a member of my own channel.
Yeah.
Membership.
You're too damn cheap. It's $36 a year, Bill.
Member shout outs. Mr. B Outdoors Adventures. There you go. There's your first one.
There you go. There's your
So before every stream, I'm going to just start saying Johnny Joe. Wait, no, who's the other one?
That's
Oh,
right.
Jim Beauchart and Mr. B's Outdoors Adventures.
And then you got to send out
can
birthday
actually have it
cards.
on your intro.
Members only live chats and priority reply to comments. What does that mean?
And you could put it on your intro as well.
What?
Yeah, you can have that streaming at the
I'm
end.
gonna look
also.
it up. What is your channel name?
Oh, that's an idea. That's nice, of you guys.
Why don't
Appreciate
they let you do that shit with the chat popped out? I don't understand that. What's the difference? I can't push the money sign with the chat popped out.
Don't be pushing any money signs. Relax.
Oh, the little membership sign I'm talking about. Can't even get to that.
Yeah,
No,
Can't get to any of it.
if it's popped out, you can't get it. I did like when
So
I'm in
stupid.
when I'm an arts channel, I donate, I have to put it back. And
Right.
then
Go
pull it
from
back.
there.
There are 2 new members.
Joe Fodoleo, hey Gumba, Paisan, how you doing? I sent him a link too.
Paisan. He's been working hard. That's a
Oh, I'm sorry,
nice
Andrew.
outfit.
Hold on a second.
Hey, Marcel,
Oh,
welcome.
Marcel now. Another member.
Jody.
3 members. Ken Heron show. We're on a member number
Yep.
goal. 5 members.
Yeah.
Somebody
One in
gift them.
5.
Marcel, what are you doing?
Somebody gift them. What, you think you weren't going to get any? You've got the membership now.
Really-
You didn't think you
I
didn't think
really
you were going
didn't.
to. Oh, come on.
I set all this stuff up just because I could.
Well, you knew it was going to work.
Now I got to
We could have
protect.
told you that.
No, it's build it and he will come.
Build it and he, yeah.
Okay.
They always do.
It says members only live streams. So
Yeah, you
But-
can set it for members only.
like the 4 or 5 of us can hang out together.
Yeah.
You know, go
Or
fishing.
You can just talk shit.
you
in
can
private.
get vulgar there, and it's just them that see it. So
We could talk shit about all the non-members. Yeah, got it.
Yes.
You could anyway.
Well, I do.
You know, Don guy, Mudball. He's not a member. Piece of crap.
He is
Here's
a
a
member.
shout out to my newest member, Marcel, off Axis FPV.
Oh, he's a good person. He's a
Yay.
good, kind person.
He is now.
He's also having a lot of trouble at home. Hey, you guys see that? He's been having
No.
the kidney stone issue. He's had a catheter he had to walk around with, and
I
he's
saw
having
that.
a lot of issues with medical.
Ooh,
So
why would you walk around with it? Wouldn't you put it in?
he
Can't
had
find it on the phone app. It's only on the
You have to
laptop.
walk around with it in.
Uh-huh. Elephants
find
on
what?
parade.
Can you?
Guys are wrong.
Babe,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, it's Michael Wright again.
He's back.
he's back.
I'm having problems tonight.
That's the Gremlins.
trifecta.
That's the Gremlins. Andrew wanted a link, so I sent it to him. Oh, and there he is. Wait.
Wait.
There he is. Yay. Hi, Andrew.
Andrew's back.
What's up, Bill?
Andrew.
Where's your
What's up,
flashing?
dude?
Where's the flashing light above your head?
Do you have permission to be here tonight, Andrew?
There it is.
What's up, Don?
Do you have permission to be here tonight?
Oh, I'm good, Don.
Thank
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody came home the other night, and you just bye.
Sorry.
Well, what happened there?
Well, the dog had to go out, so I had to kind of.
You shouldn't call your mom names like that. That's
No, the dog wanted to go out, so I was like, okay.
Oh, the dog forced you off. Is that what the kids say
Yeah.
these days?
The
So
dog
did you take her
forced
to
me
Sirloin
off.
Stockade, or?
Sound like Warren.
The dog did force me off, so
How you doing, Andrew?
doing good. How about you?
Hanging in there.
why are you stripping off your clothes on camera? What's going
He's
on?
on his bed, so I
I'm
figured
not.
something was going to happen.
Socks or clothes?
Yeah, just take out my socks. That's it. You know it's hot.
Put on the AC.
I just turned it on.
Or
for
take
you.
your socks off slowly.
I was just gonna say, I think he wants you to take off the rest, but I'm not one to start trouble.
Are you cooking up there, Jim?
No, I'm composing myself.
Hey, Andrew.
I thought it'd be.
Oh, is that what it's called now? Composing yourself?
Composing. Boy,
I thought it was kind of hot up there, Jim.
I compose myself. It helps me sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, it's always weird as shit, bro. Always. There's never a dull moment.
This
What
is actually a
times
pretty
is that?
tame one tonight.
Somebody talk. There's 10 of us in here. Somebody say
Who's
something.
buying the
Right now.
Air
Someone's
3?
gotta say something.
Who's buying the Air 3?
Not me.
Nobody's buying the Air 3 on this panel.
Nobody.
Next
Me.
topic.
The only one that might buy it might.
What?
I
And
bet
Did Andrew
Tom would
freeze?
buy it.
There he is. You might buy it, Andrew?
No, I bet Tom would buy it.
Negative K.
No.
you got a
Negative.
Tom.
Negative K.
What are you flying? A Mavic 3, Tom? Right? Aren't you? Or a Mini 3 Pro?
Well, my little Air Force here. So, you know what I enjoy flying more than anything is the damn Avata.
You guys are. I
Ooh.
love it. I love it. You
I
guys,
love it.
all the camera drone
And,
guys, are flipped into the Avata. I love it.
And I got to tell you, to stay on the quiet side of things, I love my Mini 3 Pro.
Good little drone.
That's a great little drone, quiet, very clandestine. I can put that up real quick, get it about 50 feet away, nobody notices, and I just go about my merry way.
Exactly.
Mark's got a point there. You could buy a drone car.
You've been talking about those for 25 years.
Bill, do you have any plans on buying the Avata?
No.
No. You're sufficient with the DJI FPV.
Yeah.
Good.
If
I flew the Mini 3 Pro with the goggles, actually, and the motion controller. That was a unique experience.
Different, right?
Yeah.
How's it? Responsive?
Yeah, it was pretty responsive. You know, with the new, you can only do it with the new controller, the controller 2.
Motion 2,
The
yeah.
motion controller 2 because of the reverse. I had taken Bob Dempsey out. We went out to the dry lake bed and showed him how to deal with that. He had a good time.
Tom, can you do head tracking with the Mini? I believe you can with the Mini. Pro.
Yes,
Yes, you can.
I haven't
Yes,
tried
you
that
can.
yet. I haven't tried that one yet. I tried the-
What's really freaky is flying the Avata with the head tracking. Okay.
I've done that.
Takes
oh,
some practice.
That sounds fun.
It does. It does.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of practice, and believe me, if you don't realize you're not going in the same direction you're looking, it could be a very short flight.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
when I was flying at Watson Lake, I was getting really, really low to the water, to the point I had to shut off the head tracking. You know, it was too risky. Somebody's got their
Whoa.
somebody
Whoa.
got YouTube volume
Whoa.
on.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. There it goes.
Nope.
It's gone. It's
Not
gone.
me.
It's StreamYard with their Echo.
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 I go.
It's their software that they've had this issue for a long time now.
Now, Tom, when you flew
I
the
don't know.
3 Pro
years.
I don't
with
have a
the
clue.
goggles, did you put it in FPV mode or did you leave it in regular camera mode?
No, I left it in regular camera mode.
I do not like the way FPV mode looks on a camera drone. It just looks weird.
No.
What if they
It
changed
doesn't
it?
do
Manny?
anything for me. It doesn't
Just
do
the
anything for
video feed looks jerky
Yeah,
and
no,
just
it's
looks
not.
like shit.
me. No, I have the.
I
Avata
don't
for
understand the
FPV
point of
mode.
FPV mode on a camera drone anyway.
Well, you know what? If you've never flown an FPV, you know what do you know?
It gives you a
But
bit of an
once you fly an
experience, but
FPV, it's definitely a
Right.
different experience altogether.
Well, no, it is. But I mean, the point is, I don't know what the point is on a.
I
on
don't
a
see the
camera
reason
drone.
for it either.
I
The whole
love,
idea of a camera drone is you don't get tilted.
right.
You know,
I love the Avata and using gyro flow and post. Okay. Here we go.
Somebody's messing with us.
Gyrofo can be quite handy there.
It's a great. Oh man, is that a great application? Oh my goodness. Because you can actually take your footage two different ways with GyroFlow. Also, I mean, you can just do the stabilization, but then you can also do lock horizon, which is really nice. You know, depending
If
on
I
what kind of
knew,
effect you're trying to get.
if I knew about that like 8 years ago, I would have used it more with my GoPro.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I wish they would actually. There's opportunities to use GyroFlow with a lot of different cameras.
People use it even if you don't need it. They still use it.
Well, you know
I've
what?
seen
It does have certain advantages
Mhm.
if you tune it properly. Okay, you know the one thing about GyroFlow is you can almost use it right out of the box without making any adjustments. But
Just about.
once you get a little savvy with it and you start making those adjustments, man, you get some sweet footage out of that application.
That's one of the best pros of it is it can be very easy to use.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you know, the only downside is you do need you know, some computing power with it.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be sitting there for an hour trying to get 3 megs of video through it. So, but
I've used it a couple times. It's
yeah.
yeah. I mean, my Hero 11 Mini does pretty well on stabilization, but when I want to do horizon lock, like if I
Right.
want to do a fly through, the problem is it only shoots in linear. I cannot do wide or super or
Yeah.
what the hell's the other view? Hyper view. I can't do hyper view with the horizon lock. Just linear.
Yeah, well,
so
that's
I'm better
that's
off
the
doing
thing.
it in
Also,
GyroFlow.
you know, I had a couple people reach out to me, and I had mentioned on another podcast how good GyroFlow was, and I had a few people DM me and really complain about it and that it wasn't working with their drones. And I was like, well,
Then
you
you're not
have
doing
to
something right.
actually turn. Well, you got to turn stabilization off in your drone.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
turn it off.
it's
Fly
not
with
getting the
stabilization
gyro
off.
data. The gyro data is already baked in. If you have EIS on, the gyro data is already baked in. So there's nothing you can do with it at that point. You
Right.
actually have to turn it off.
Let me
And
go
then this way, GyroFlow will recognize
here.
the gyro data.
Yep.
And then can manipulate it. Yeah.
Stabilization off.
Yeah.
And the best part about it, it's free.
Yes, it is.
You don't have to pay for it like GoPro.
Just get it from a reputable download site.
Right.
Otherwise,
The-
free ain't free.
Go to GitHub. Don't get it anywhere else.
Yeah, GitHub. Yeah.
Don, are you crocheting?
No,
You look like you're fixing something there, Don.
He's
nope. I was just I'm gathering up some of my crap that's on my desk, and I was just taking my XLR lav mic
okay.
and rolling it up.
Playing with your wire.
Over, under, over, under.
And along with that, I was gonna go with you're also part of Geek Squad.
Tom,
Yes.
when you fly your Avata and you get footage, do you ever record your telemetry on the screen?
I'm always recording both on the goggles and on the drone itself. But the only way you're getting that OSD, that on-screen display, is by taking the goggle video. Okay, that's the only video that's going to have that data.
I record both.
Yeah.
And I take the SD card from my goggles, and my telemetry is not on it. What am I
you
doing
have
wrong?
You have to
you
turn
got to
it
go
on.
into the settings. You have to turn it on.
Got to turn on a custom OSD.
I can't remember
on.
where it is because I have it turned
It's
on.
in
but
What'd you say, Maddie?
it's
control
under
or
it's under control OSD, and then you can turn it on or off. You can with the recording, or maybe it's in the recording. I'm not sure in the goggles too. The
it
goggles
might be in
V2 it's under
camera.
control.
You mean
It-
camera?
Well, it depends on which goggles you have.
Right. I have the V2 goggles, so I'm not sure about the goggles too.
I got the V2.
Oh, do you? No, you have the goggles too. I
The
think.
ones with the 4 antenna, as opposed
That
to
would
Well,
that's
they all have 4 antennas, but
that's the V2.
You have the smaller.
No. No, the
Hangar has
4
two.
external antennas. Remember, the
4 external.
2 only has the 2 external antennas that you see. There are actually 4 antennas.
Okay, so it's under. Well, now shit. Now he's gonna make me look.
Oh, Jim, those are the
Yes.
goggles you got from the meeting.
Those are the
Those
V2s.
are V2s. Those are V2s.
Okay, goggles V2.
Yeah, it's let me go turn them on.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but Jordan made me some customized sun covers for the inside.
Yeah, I bought one on Amazon. Yep, that works just as well. Yep.
Oh, you
I have the one.
He printed that?
Ooh.
Yeah, I have the one
That's
that holds
cool.
the antennas. I have the one in mind that holds the antennas, the stock antennas. There's little loops to slip the antennas into.
Okay, so once again, the settings. What am I looking for, Maddie?
I'm going right now. Hold on. I'm going in right now. I'm gonna turn mine on.
Hi, Laura.
And all right, and you're flying under the Vada, right? So I have to switch over to the FPV, the other FPV system, to be able to see your menu.
Hello, Laura.
Right now, I have it on the V2s.
See, I have the goggles too, and can I record? Yeah, you should be able to.
Let me see.
Bill, you got another member.
Hello, Laura.
Marcel.
Oh, that happened a while ago, Andrew.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a good guy, that Marcel.
Oh yeah.
Look, Maddie's a bug.
Hi, Laura.
I gotta reset it.
The Llama Laura. Hello.
Can you do this just by turning on the power on the goggles? You don't need to have the.
No, you don't have to have it hooked up.
Yeah, you should. You're still able to go into the menuing on it.
Oh, that's funny. I just sent Marcel a link, and I just noticed that the last 4 letters of the link are HEMP. Oh, how ironic.
That's quite. So how's
How you doing, Laura? Sorry to hear about your drone disappearing. It appears someone stole her drone. During her,
Wow.
during her move to her new place. They got there and it wasn't there.
Shit, I'm gonna have to turn the drone
It was
on.
boxed up with all the stuff, and they think the moving guys might have taken it.
You're
Jim, I'll fire everything up and message you after.
Oh god.
I have to rebind to these quads every time I switch units.
Yeah, that sucks, eh?
Drives
That's
me
right.
nuts.
It's really sad that she lost that. I mean, she was so happy with that little drone.
Mm-hmm.
You wish there was a setting that they would have so it'll save it when you bind it to each one.
No,
And
when
then
you're
you
doing
turn off the setting when you switch.
when you go between units, like I go between the O3 Air unit and the old Cadex Vista,
Mm-hmm.
you have to rebind it every time.
So, do you have advanced camera settings, Jim?
Yes. Oh,
So,
yeah.
advanced camera settings, that's where you should be able to do it.
Right.
Let me see. It should be there.
So it's settings.
You're gonna have to turn the
Settings.
drone
No,
on.
no,
Jim.
hold on. You would have to have the drone
You're gonna have to drone
connected.
turn it on.
But on mine, because it's the 2, I go to camera view recording under camera, advanced camera settings. Then I turn camera view recording on. That enables it.
Oh god.
But I don't know that
Laura?
you have those in the V2.
I might as well bind it now while I'm here.
Well, that was the only pain in the ass when I was flying the Mini 3 Pro with the goggles, and then I went back to use the Avata. I was using the Avata. Then I went to go back and fly with the Mini 3 Pro again, just using the RC. And I kept on having binding issues. And of course,
Well,
I was somewhere where I didn't have any cell service. And for some reason, it wouldn't let me rebind until I got cell service.
fortunately, with the goggles too, you don't have to keep rebinding when you're in between Vistas and O3 units. It's just the V2.
No, that's because that's native. But when you're going from camera drone to
camera drone, yeah.
it's a problem.
All right.
And then you only get 5 chances to launch. The 6th chance, it shuts you down because you're not bound to it.
What happens after that, Tom?
You got to get connected to the internet, Andrew. That's the problem. I was out in the wilderness and I had no cell signal, so I had launched 5 times, and I was only on my because it was the Mini 3 Pro. Launch it 5 times. I was only 2 batteries deep at that point, and I always carried 5 batteries. So when I dropped the third battery in and I tried to take off, it just wouldn't launch. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And it was because then I got a binding issue message. And until I drove about 20 miles, finally got cell service, then sat there and reconnected and rebound.
That's not it.
The RC controller to
the
Mini 3 Pro. What a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass. You have to drive 40 miles out, 40 miles, 20 miles back.
Yeah. I should charge DJI
another 20
for the
miles back to camp. Which means you have easily.
So Jim, how close are you to the camera?
I can't find it, Jim.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the V2s, man.
I can't find. I don't think you can.
Record OSD and DJI goggles V2, and I'm not coming up with much on that one either.
You can change it for the V2s and the Vistas. You can do it, but I can't find it for this one.
So you can't.
Interesting.
What the fuck?
Laura, I hope you find your drone.
Says it's a couple of more boxes I have to check yet, but the box she put it in, they can't find the box that she had put it in. The entire box is gone.
Tom, how far have you flown the Avata away from yourself?
I always maintain visual line of sight. You can always DM. You can always DM me for the real answer.
Tom, how could you do visual
line of sight with goggles on? That's interesting.
Yeah,
exactly.
Interesting.
Because I will explain it to you
topic.
I will explain it to you very liar. No. My wife is my VO, and guess what? Because she's my wife, she can't testify against me in court. So there.
Kneel before plastizod.
Because I've got it set for 2,000 meters. I've never taken it that far.
I wouldn't set it just in case.
I always have all my settings maxed out.
Max them out always, just
Max
in case
them
it
out.
decides it wants to.
Well, I'm afraid I would lose connection before 2 kilometers. Hence,
Yeah, but you know, okay. So there's another mode you should look for, and again, where it is on those V2s, I'm not sure, but look for something called focus mode, because if you have focus mode enabled, what happens, Jim, is it will start to pixelate around the edges of the screen as you get to a point where you start to lose that transmission capability, that range. It'll start to pixelate around the sides. Now, what I do is
freaks me out.
That's how you realize
that's when
you're
you know
getting
you turn
far.
around and come back. Yeah.
What he's saying is you'll still be able to see where you're going, but you'll know you're at the edge because you're getting
You're at the edge because you start to get tunnel vision. Then you got to back out. Okay.
You'll get
But the other thing is, I look at how many megabits per second.
Always pay attention to the
I'm
megabits.
recording at. So I'll be
what I
at
do.
50, and once I fly behind the edge of the mountain or something, it'll drop down to 2 or 3. I know I'm in harm's way.
The milliseconds also. You can always pay attention to the milliseconds and find out. If it gets into the teens, the milliseconds, then you know you're getting ready to lose it.
That was my nickname in college. Megabits.
I thought it was milliseconds. Yeah.
and
That's even better.
Don't forget the second part of his advice. When you get into the teens, you're in trouble.
Well, Jim, you fly in sport mode, don't you? You fly in sport mode in normal.
Yeah.
So if you lose signal, it's going to go into return to home.
Well, unless it's 18 or 19, but you know.
Well, I'd like to think that would have happened with my Phantom 4, but let's not go down that road.
It's a good
Laura,
point.
that'd be a good idea.
So
Yeah, see, I'm able to. I can record OSD in the V2s, but I can't see anything here that I've been looking up for you.
So you can't do it with these goggles.
I don't.
You can do it with those goggles. You can't do it with the Avata.
Everybody, you know, nobody said goodbye to Alexis. She doesn't feel well, so she's going to head off to some.
It's very quiet tonight. Yeah.
Hope you feel better.
Feel better, Alexis?
Yeah, definitely feel better, Alex.
Well, Andrew insulted her, so she wanted to go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did you do that, Andrew?
Just by his
I
presence.
didn't mean to.
You know what? There is a way to do it with the goggles too. I know that.
Yeah. I've already done it with the goggles too.
But with the V2s, you can't do it.
Because I smashed the Avata into a steel I-beam and it never closed that file. So the only way I could preserve the video was to pull it off of the goggles, and it had telemetry data.
Yeah, that could do some damage to your.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was the day I crashed the Avata the first time, shooting a lazy river in an abandoned water park, and then since it was a 2-hour drive to get there, the wife asked, "Oh, are we going to head back now?" And I said, "No, it's still flyable," and I still had 2 batteries to burn. So, but then I went up what used to be the old flume, and I came up over the hill and smacked right into an I-beam. But that, that never closed the recording on that one. So I had
that's
to,
an old
I had to
water
use
park,
the.
right?
That's Lake Dolores, and they built a water park in the middle of the Mojave Desert. That's
Lake Clitoris.
well, that's California for you. You know, California's still building golf courses in the Mojave Desert. You know?
Dominic's like, yeah, what? Yeah.
Clitoris?
You woke me up. I was reading something else.
I'm waiting for someday for Dominic to just hear all that noise in the background. That's at that diner Dominic said. Wait, shut the hell up! I want to stream. Yeah.
I'll let them know.
Dominic, you got to buy one of those little signs behind you that light up and say "on air."
Yeah, mate.
Oh, yeah.
I should
Maybe
do that.
Yeah,
hanging on that
Little
wall
signs
right
that
behind
go
you.
across.
on something. They yeah, that'd be a good idea because they might want to come over and are you a influencer? Yeah.
No, he's a radio DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I get on the stream with you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be taking sponsorship requests as well. If anybody wants to buy it,
First 10 callers.
I've got a new online merch store, so if anybody wants to buy a T-shirt, hit me up.
Hashtag yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, what were you saying about focus mode?
There should be Maddie. Do you know where that? You see, Jim.
I've
The
got
only
it.
problem is
Yeah,
you
focus
found it?
mode.
Turn focus mode on. Enable it.
You can put
Good
it
night,
on
Laura.
on, or you can put it on auto. Either
Good
one.
night, Laura. Everybody say good night, Laura.
Good night,
Laura.
Good night, finding your drone.
And what does that do,
Help you
Tom?
find the drone.
So what happens is, as you start to get to the edge of your range,
Okay.
it'll start to pixelate around the edges of the display, and you'll start to get tunnel vision. You'll still be able to see clearly right down the center until you finally lose the signal. Okay.
Oh,
So
so
when it starts to pixelate around you, that's to give you a heads up to you're a little
so
too
the other
far,
night
start
I
to
wasn't
back
drunk.
out.
I was just out of range.
Yeah, see that?
But that wasn't on, and I was getting that anyway.
Yeah, no focus mode. You might have had it on auto if that's
Yeah.
a setting. I don't have that setting on mine. It's on or off for me.
Oh, okay, auto.
So yeah,
Well,
keep
it's
that.
because you're losing data, and what it's doing is it's whatever data it's concentrating it to a smaller.
Right. It's
Smaller
feeding.
focal
It's
point.
directing more of the signal towards the center of the image, and and make sure your return to home altitudes and such are set properly.
Always set it to your current location.
Well, it also depends on
Set
where
it to
you're
your
flying.
current location or max the heck of it out if you can.
Depends on where you're flying.
you're
If you're
not
flying
sure.
in a place full of trees and stuff, I would set it on hover and just take a walk. Because if it goes flying up into a tree, you're screwed.
Yes.
Yes, good point.
Depends on
You
where
have
you're
trees, I don't.
at. Or tunnels, like people fly under bridges. If you fly under a bridge and it loses connection, it's going right up into the bridge.
But I've heard occasionally some drones they're up like 200 feet. All of a sudden they just fly left without you touching the controller.
Dre just had that problem. Dre's
Yeah.
Phantom 4
Fly
flew
away.
away.
He never found it, I don't think, did he?
Nope,
No,
I don't think
no,
so.
not that I know of. Yeah. Yeah, but Dre also has like half a dozen Phantom 4s. So.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever figured out why the drones fly away?
Well, if we were able to do that, DJI would not have a flyaway policy. Okay, because
Good
DJI
point.
now covers flyaways.
Well, at some point they'll figure
It's a
it out.
malfunction. I mean, it could be a combination of things. Lost signal, or the signal was interfered with by something. And now with these cell phone towers being so prolific,
Jeez.
a lot of things can interfere with your signals.
All right.
Hell, you could have. You could have.
The airlines are having problems right now with some of the older planes with the 5G.
Yeah.
Something doesn't have to be on the exact same frequency if the signal is strong enough.
It's more so the power.
You get a ham radio guy with a 500-watt linear, and all the drones would just fall right out. It'll just fall right out of the sky.
Yeah. Frequency. Yeah.
Well, the DJI drones, they frequency hop too. So hop into a frequency that's not
if
good.
you really want to screw up an FPV meetup, just turn on your old DJI drone.
Right?
I had a 300-watt linear with a 102-inch whip on the back of my pickup truck, and I used to come across. I used to open garage doors. It's not the same, I used to come across
through a neighborhood and watch all the garage doors fucking
I'd
start
park in the
opening up.
parking lot at the truck stop, and I would whisper into it, and it would come over the loudspeaker. Yeah.
Oh crap!
Yeah, I was flying around the Phantom 4 around the Lone Star Park. It's a horse race track, and it lost connection. My Phantom 4 did a couple years ago.
I think that's what happened.
All kinds of signals at that place.
I think that's what happened to my NASCOL in Chicago when I was flying in
put
that
an
parking
ATI
lot.
mode and put an ATI mode, bring it back though. Again, you don't have that capability with. If you do,
No,
you know
what?
know it.
I got to tell you, Mike. What DJI? I love
I'm
ATI mode.
sorry, Tom. Good night, Lloyd. Everybody say good night, Lloyd.
Good night, Lloyd.
Okay, please continue, Tom. I'm sorry.
The ATI mode to me was the saving grace of that drone.
It was.
Has been for me.
Actually, it was the first thing you should learn how to do was to fly ATI mode.
Being able to switch it into ATI mode was clutch for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hello, Alex.
I
Nowadays,
still have
you
that
can't do
drone
it.
sitting in the closet. Unfortunately, it's just collecting dust.
Alex,
Wonder why
don't
they
laugh at my
took that
stream.
away.
Are you laughing at my stream, bastard?
Yeah, he is.
Alex, if you want to come up for a minute.
He's going to bed. He's going to get up. He's got to get up. 4:30.
So
Cheerleader.
I'm gonna lose sleep now. That pisses me
Yeah, I wonder
off.
why they took away ATI mode on these drones. It saves a lot of drones.
Because people didn't learn how to use it first before
Well, that's
switching
their
it in, or
fucking problem.
inadvertently switching it into ATI mode and not realizing, when you take your hands off the controls, that drone isn't stopping like.
Did the sensors
GPS
work
mode
in ATI mode on the Phantoms?
No,
not
in ATI
So
mode.
shut everything
But
off.
It's all, yeah.
Isn't that DJI's fault though?
No, it's the
Well,
person flying it.
No telling. It could be interference.
they can build in all these features if you don't learn how to use them.
Right.
Okay.
Then what's the point?
So if you don't learn how to use the feature, is it really the producer of the feature at fault, or is it the person who bought the drone?
These drones
so
have obviously
it's
avoidance
debatable.
sensors, and people are still
That
putting
can
them
go
in
both
trees.
ways.
Everybody blames the manufacturers for everything. Sue the gun
It's
companies.
always somebody's fault. Always the manufacturer's fault. Always. Idiots.
Sue McDonald's because you dropped hot coffee in your lap. Because it was
Chicken
And
McNuggets
win a
is
huge
always-
lawsuit as a
Oh, I
result.
remember that.
Or
I remember when
chicken
that lady
nuggets.
did that.
She got rich on that.
They just had
She got
another.
loaded.
They just
Someone
had
got a
another
pie
judgment
every
this
single one
week.
for chicken
A little
nuggets.
girl got chicken nuggets dropped on her lap, and
Bro,
Yeah, it was a pie
unreal.
out recently.
So was she not properly clothed at the time? I mean,
It was an old
chicken
lady, and
nuggets
it
are
was,
gonna burn through
it was
your
an old lady
clothes?
in Texas who probably
In
wasn't
a
wearing
house
a lot.
coat?
Well,
She has
but
a house dress.
This
but-
recent one was, I think,
In
Florida.
her
A
car.
little girl,
yeah,
and
She
her
had a
mom
pretty
gave her
like
the
small
nuggets in Florida. And
Florida.
He's,
Yeah.
he's like 10 now.
She's a rich 10
But
now.
she
No, the
had
coffee was
chicken
an
nuggets.
elderly woman
It was
at the
yeah.
drive-through, and I
Right.
guess she squeezed it too hard, and the top lip flipped off, and it burned her hand, and she dropped it in her lap, and she got scalded. She got burnt,
So
and she sued them and won. So now there's a
So-
warning on the cup of coffee: contents are hot.
So today we ordered, we were lazy. We ordered on the phone through Jack in the Box some breakfast, and I ran through the drive-through window and got home and took the beverages out. They have the lids taped on, so I got a soda, right? They have the lid taped on. You can't get a straw in there. I had to take a knife and cut open the top to put a
And-
damn straw in. You know, that's how
So
far
don't
these
get me
things are going
started on
now.
paper straws either.
Oh, I
Oh,
hate
please.
those things, bro.
Please.
oh,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
got
I just feel
straws.
like I'm going to get a splinter. You know, it's
Yeah,
the
pe-
weirdest freaking feeling too.
Hey, paper straws suck.
Especially when you're eating when you're drinking
Slurpee.
a milkshake from McDonald's or something. That's when they get really bad. They just
Yeah,
start
well, what
falling
about
apart
a
in your mouth.
paper straw and a Slurpee? That is
No.
an
Yeah.
absolute
No bueno.
disaster.
Yeah, the
That's why we
thick
keep
milk
straws here.
Diabolical.
So
I
we had
go
gone
to
to
7-Eleven to get the plastic
Stock
straw.
up on them, baby. Yep, I do the same thing at racetrack.
tropical
Nothing's
Dozens
worse
of
than
them.
going to A&W and drinking their root
Cafe.
beer through a
I
cup.
walk at a
tropical
racetrack.
cafe. We went for smoothies and they had paper straws there. So I figured, well, you know what? I'll pay the extra. I think it was 10 cents for a strawberry straw and they're edible straws. Yeah, well, guess what? The straw only lasted for half the drink before it started falling
Before it
apart.
started going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's my
there.
problem with edible underwear. It
Underwear.
only like
Yes,
half
it
a
did,
day.
right?
We all thought of it at the same
I know
time.
everybody's wanting to say it. And I just like I'm gonna
We all thought of it at the same time.
barge in there. It only lasts half the day before it
Yeah.
starts disintegrating.
Yep. Everybody.
Yeah, don't
came
sweat, baby.
I was saying it, and I shut up
Don't
to be
sweat it.
polite, and you said it.
up. So was Jim. Jim got pissed.
I was waiting. I was waiting for someone to say.
We were all
Always.
running for the door, and it was the one person who didn't chicken out that got through the door first.
There
Jim,
you
I
go.
do that same thing with the straws, though, bro. I walk out of racetrack with 2 dozen straws out of my back pocket. Do it all
Bill's
the time.
like, "Oh, back
All the
up,
time.
be polite." I don't think Jim was trying to be polite. He was just waiting for silence.
But you can have the same
Yeah.
problem if you go to a cookout.
Apple pies
restaurant.
at
You get thick
apple
milkshakes.
pies at McDonald's. Now
Yeah,
they
we
all
just
come
gonna bring that
cold.
one up. The apple
Yep,
pies
they,
at
they
McDonald's.
used to be a
You get
problem.
cream
Now,
pies from
now you
McDonald's?
can't get a hot apple pie
They used to
anymore
be
at
so
McDonald's.
good, hot.
They're lukewarm.
They used to be so hot.
Oh,
You just had to
uh,
wait an hour and a half.
Nobody could hear it.
Well, that was
Say
like
it again, Jim.
Jim,
What?
tell us your
Gaffigan's-
joke.
No.
hot,
Say it again.
See,
You can get a Minnesota Hot Pocket or something. Go ahead, say it. What are you going to say?
Right.
you get cream pies from McDonald's?
The cream pies. Okay.
See,
Yeah.
if you don't wait for that little bit of lull, that
That's an
at one
Alabama
time
hot
you're
pocket.
waiting for nobody to say anything to get
Alabama.
the joke in. I don't.
The
I
Alabama
haven't
hot
done-
pocket. Yeah.
Get it. Boom, boom, boom.
Jim, don't you have the ability to mute people?
Jim,
Yes,
if you'd like to sign up,
yes, he does.
Mute everybody.
Jim, if you'd like to sign up to my 3-part course on how to tell a joke.
God.
Wow. See, if you leave now, you're going to think I'm pissed, but that was actually kind of funny. But I do got to go.
Well, Mark, maybe by you, but I don't. Do they still have hot apple pies? They were
You
good.
can still get
I
hot
don't-
apple
yeah, they
pies,
were
But
good.
they're,
not
they're
that hot
not
anymore.
hot
Yeah,
apple
yeah,
pies
yeah,
anymore.
They're not hotter than the sun anymore.
Jim, I love you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's got the
Shut up.
dog?
Fuck up, bro. Shut up.
Yeah, this little girl in Florida, her family got $800,000.
Yep.
Because of a hot chicken McNugget?
Hot
Well,
chicken
now I know what I'm
McNugget.
going to do with my kids.
Because
next
they were.
weekend.
Oh, okay, I'm just
Bill,
going to
they
go
were
out and
fresh
buy
off the
some
fire.
chicken
Because they were
nuggets and
fresh
see if
out
I
of
can
the
get
fryer.
burned.
So we're going to all get
So-
lukewarm food from McDonald's from
Yeah.
now on, so they don't get
Exactly.
sued.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mom
I'm not even
gave
gonna
her
tell my
the
kids
chicken
that
They
Nuggets.
give the kid the Happy
Chicken
Meal
nugget
in the
fell
car. The
between
kid
her legs.
drops the chicken McNugget. It fell between her and the seatbelt.
Never
and,
stop, Jim.
Burned her leg.
Yep.
Gave her 2nd-degree burns.
So,
I'm not even
so
gonna
are
tell
you
my
able
kids.
to sue the car manufacturers when you get in the car and your fucking seatbelt is 170 degrees?
Screw the
Should be
seat.
able
The
to.
seat, the seat
Right?
itself.
I
When the
mean-
seat itself is that hot.
I have
Yeah.
ventilated seats, Matty. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I'm not that
Well,
way.
then-
I
Yeah,
got
no.
ventilated seats,
Tom?
I
man.
haven't gotten there yet.
I got to
I
drive
paid
a car the
extra
other
for
day
that
that had
bad boy.
the air conditioned seats and the heated
Yeah, I
seats,
have
and then I went to adjust the lumbar, and it popped up on the little navigation screen. Massage. It's like, yes,
So-
I'd like a massage, and the
Yes,
seat started
please.
pushing and
Your
poking
car
all
does
over,
that, Don?
and the back and the butt, and it was like, dang.
So Don,
kind of
I
car
had
do
a
you
buddy. I had a buddy in
that
the
was
car.
an Explorer, and it belongs to the company. I just had to drive
Oh, okay.
it down from a
My
couple hours
Lincoln,
away.
my dad's Lincoln Continental had that in it. Very interesting
So-
experience.
So in
So
my
it was like air
in my
conditioned and
Tundra,
massaged, and I was like, man, I
Yeah.
don't want to get out of this car.
That
In-
yeah, well, the problem with that is that's a good way to fall asleep when you're driving.
No shit.
no, so I picked up a friend from the airport a couple of weeks ago, and I have the ventilated and heated seats. Unbeknownst to him, I put the heat on his seat.
I would have done the same thing.
So
That's always fun to
he's-
do.
I
He's,
would have done the same
he's
thing.
10 minutes into the ride out of the airport and going, "Hey,
What the?
I'm not feeling well. My groin is really." I said,
Like I
"Whoa,
pissed my
baby,
pants."
I don't know
That
you
would've been
that well." Okay. And then he looks down at the dash. My 3 lights are blue. His 3 lights are red. He's like, "You motherfucker."
That's not all it was red.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
God.
Oh, Rocky
He could
Mountain
sue you
Oyster.
for 800,000.
Yeah.
You should have gotten his picture of his look on his face.
I thought he was going to punch me out.
Well, Don, next
Sorry.
stop McDonald's.
Tom, he put the heat on my seat. My Snell has been shriveled ever since.
That's right. It just baked my testosterone away.
He ruined it.
None of my
Well,
sperm
certain-
are modal anymore.
I tell you, those ventilated seats are a wonderful invention,
But problem
sure
is,
they
certain cars don't
especially
have
when
the
you have a
chip
leather
for that.
interior in the summertime.
Certain cars don't have the chip for that now.
I'm still waiting for my second key fob. They said I won't get it until sometime in December.
Really?
Can't you buy them
What's up with that?
aftermarket and then just?
Yeah, $470, and that's without the key being cut.
Oh
The
hell
emergency
no.
key. That's
Oh,
another
you have the. Yeah, you have
$150.
the. You have the.
Yeah, it's a key
the-
fob. It's a start push button.
And it's
start.
got to be programmed, and they charge.
Yeah, they
about
charge you
$200.
$150 for the hour, and that hour is not prorated.
I'm talking
They
about
charge
the
you for the
key.
whole hour.
The key is what do they call it? A valet key?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
a valet,
valet
key
key.
or emergency
Valet.
key. Yeah.
Valet or trunk key.
It doesn't have to be a
First off, I
fancy
wouldn't
car
let
for that. My Santa Fe is not a fancy car, and to replace that, I thought I lost my spare, and I found it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I don't like having only one key, and I talked to them
Right.
about it, and it was going to be around $500 total with
Yeah,
programming.
it's ridiculous. Yeah, they said they had a shortage because of the chips, right?
Mhm.
So when
Yeah.
I picked up my truck in March, they hand me one key and an extra valet key. And I'm like, no, I get 2 key fobs. Fucking truck is like 70,000 plus.
Well, you have push and start on that too, don't you? So
Yeah.
a key really doesn't do.
Yeah, but it's good to
Much.
have the wife,
But-
when the wife always holds the second key on the cars, so if something happens, the key fob,
So you,
I
always
just
like
like
hide
my
mine
keys,
back
at least she can let me in.
It still has to
Tom,
be
when-
programmed, push button or not. It did mine.
Yeah, they
I
still
got
have
the
the
XP. I don't have push. My wife says, but I don't have push button with
Yeah.
mine, and it was still like almost $500. to
Yeah,
replace
it's
it.
ridiculous.
yes.
Freaking ridiculous.
I push my
He's
wife's
not-
buttons.
I used to hide my spare key in a lockbox of one of those magnetic ones underneath the truck.
I wash my keys, so I only have one.
I got
Like-
the extra skid
Yeah, you
plate
had a-
on the
you had a
car
video
to
on
protect
that,
the
didn't you, Jim?
catalytic converter.
Like
Maddie, that kind of
13
defeats the
years
purpose
ago,
when
they-
you have a auto start. When
the
you're-
Yeah, but I don't have auto start.
Yeah, which
The 05 Accord
I'm old
key
school.
was like 500
Okay.
bucks for a brand new one.
Yeah. Mike, I couldn't survive without the application on the phone for Toyota to start the car. Okay, I start
Yeah.
that car religiously 10 minutes before I leave the house or leave a restaurant.
That's what I used to do on my Chevy Silverado to get the AC running right away. Yep.
Yeah,
maybe that's 150. And, it's been about 3 months now. I don't. I always use the auto start.
Yeah, the auto start's great.
Yep.
The only thing I don't like
Hey,
on the
Sean.
Toyota, take yeah, Sean. The only thing I don't like on the Toyota is, turn on the auto start, but then when I go out to the car, the second I touch the handle, the car shuts off.
Yep, you got to.
No,
but
the way
you-
it should work is the second you touch the brake pedal, it should shut off. Okay, so this way at least you're
But-
seated there and you can turn the car on.
But did you hear there was a recall on certain older pickups, and they were already recalled for the Takeda airbags? Well, they're recalling the recall for the Takeda airbags.
Recall.
Which I'm like,
Recalling the
really?
recall.
My wife has all that, to start the car with the app and all that, and it's too complicated for her, and she never uses it.
Oh, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it. It actually tells me if the engine stops for, I think it's 5 minutes or so, and I forgot to lock the doors, it'll tell me in the app. The app will pop up and give me a notification.
I just use my key technology. The app, Ford charges you $10 a month. The app, so you can start it from New York City. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The
I
app.
would hate to have to drive to New York City to start my car.
I paid all this extra money, so she'd have all these extra features in this car.
She doesn't use them.
Pop-up display, all this stuff. Never uses any of it. Should have just got it at base.
So Mike can be in California and start his car in New York.
Yeah, it's
As long as the car has internet connectivity, that's correct. My car is a hotspot. It's got its own hotspot. Yeah,
but I don't pay for that. I had it for 30 days and free. I don't need it.
Yeah, well, luckily, it was a 3-year package. It was included with the truck, so I'll decide which portions of it I want to keep.
That was the trial.
Exactly, it was trial.
They
I had that with Cirrus.
typically get 3 years.
This thing only had 3 years and had 30 days when I got home.
Who's leaving?
Yeah, I know. On the Santa Fe, it
Bye,
was only
Jim.
30 days. Yeah.
Later, buddy.
Sleep, Jim.
Bye, Jim.
Night, night.
Jim.
Good night.
Tell Jordan
Yeah,
say
but
hi.
on the Toyota gave me 3 years on all their systems, which is the navigation. Which actually their navigation wasn't bad. I like to use Waze, but I used their navigation a couple of times. It wasn't bad because they're using Google as the back end, so it's pretty well updated.
Is Google buying Waze?
I don't know. I haven't heard that.
Google bought Waze a long time ago.
They did. No, they did not. They did not.
Yeah?
I don't think so.
I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah,
I heard
because
that they were trying to.
job, Bill, we were talking to
I heard they were
Waze
trying to
about using
Waze
certain of their
systems.
systems.
Let me see.
They're trying to convert and make them both systems compatible with each other.
Google cuts jobs at Waze as it continues to merge. CNBC.
As it continues to merge. Okay,
Yeah.
so they just
Well, Google has been merging Waze with its own mapping products. No, it owns it, but they're merging Waze with its mapping
Bill,
product.
you're right, man. They
know.
bought them for $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
So they go to Google Maps, basically, or Waze,
Well, what I like about Waze is, where the cops are.
I like Waze.
Yeah.
I use
I tell you, in New York City, when I was driving in New York, the red light cameras, not the red light cameras and the speed cameras. The New York speed limit now everywhere is 25 freaking miles an hour. Okay, so
Wait,
New
New York City?
And those speed cameras are now everywhere because they're making a mint on those speed cameras. And the good thing about Waze is Waze would tell you a couple blocks away that there's where the cameras were. But I got to tell you, when I'm driving the RV, I have a separate GPS for that. I have a Garmin 1090 RV.
Oh,
because it tells me, where the sharp turns are. It tells me where there's no turnarounds, and it tells me my clearances. But I always have Waze on because it saved me a week ago because we were coming up on 93, and right away I got a message that there was an object on the road, and sure enough, 0.4 of a mile in front of me, a trucker just blew out his tire.
Ooh.
So that was all over the place. And I'll tell you, if my
Exactly.
trailer hits a blowout from a tractor trailer, it's going to rip the whole undersides out of that.
Alligator.
That's
luckily-
Waze is good for that.
They call them alligators.
Luck-
They call them alligators down here. The tread comes
Yeah.
off the tire.
Now, Bill,
Yeah.
you know any red light cameras in Florida? Because they did away with them in Texas 2 years ago, made them illegal.
What,
You-
retreads?
Red light cameras, speed cameras. We used to
Well,
have them.
they're illegal
outlaw
out
them.
here too, Mike. Yeah, out here too.
No, we got them here. We got speed cameras too.
Yep.
Yeah, we
We
do
got
not
them as
have
well.
them. We do not have them here in Nevada because the citizens voted them down on a
We did,
referendum.
we had them 5 years, and then finally we took it out.
But there's a debate over what they do with the data from said speed cameras, or how
they
long
got you
they
anyway.
can keep it.
Well, the problem with them here, and the lawsuits that have been going on, is that if say somebody runs a red light, camera on the light catches it, there's actually a Florida statute where a police officer has to be present to issue a ticket. So because of that,
Really?
the town of Port St. Lucie put in apparently the most advanced system you could possibly buy. They spent our money good, millions and millions of dollars, because it's a pretty large town, mileage, square mileage wise.
Yep.
So that's a lot of lights, and they don't really issue tickets. And then they started to, and people started fighting the tickets if they knew enough to do it, and would beat it. If they don't know enough to do it, they just pay a ticket and run. So they figured that out. But yeah. So that's an issue.
Yeah, they first started in New York is only by the school zones, right?
Yeah.
And then they realized, and they only had them on from like 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. And then they realized how much revenue they were generating from it.
Yep. And then they're on all the time.
And then what we used to see driving to work is we'd see the little white van that said "Do not follow closely," multiple, frequent stops, right? And we watched as 2 guys jumped out and booted a car in 30 seconds. Okay. And then the sticker they put on the window, when you walk up to it, it basically tells you to call this 800 number with a valid credit card. Then they'll give you the code to detach the boot. And then you have to return the boot to the local police precinct within 24 hours. Otherwise, they'll charge your card $1,500 for the boot.
Everybody say good night, Joe.
And that
It's all
will
on you.
continue to go up until you
Honestly,
return the
Tom,
boot.
that
So
sounds like a scam.
it's a revenue generator.
Well, you know, in Texas,
That's
they had a
scary.
problem. How are they going to pay off these fees? They usually 50% of it goes to the third-party franchise companies runs them, and they were thinking, how are they going to pay them off when they have a 5-year contract on them?
Well, you know what they're doing now is they're erecting toll plazas, not toll plazas, but toll cameras in Manhattan. So if you
Manhattan?
below 60th Street, all the way down to the tip Wall Street area, you're paying a toll. Now, what happens if you a lot of people live in Jersey and commute into New York, right? Now, if you come across one of those crossings, you're paying a steep toll to begin with.
Right.
Now you come into Manhattan, and now you're getting hit with another. I'm so glad I moved out of New York. Now you're getting hit with another toll. But forget about that. But what about these businesses that have to make deliveries? So, there was this whole debate about who would get waivers on this.
Yep.
The MTA, Metropolitan Transit Authority, just said no waivers across the board.
No, you see, that's ridiculous. What they should do is issue a monthly fee for each licensed vehicle.
Exactly, Bill. Yeah. Exactly. But they're not doing
Amazon.
it. They got their eyes on this prize, Bill. Okay? And that's
honestly, I don't have a problem with cameras on red lights. Too many mofos just run those red lights
exactly.
every friggin' day. They're gonna kill somebody. I mean, I don't care if they die. That's one less problem on the road. But they're gonna kill some mom or kid or something.
I spent too many years scraping roads.
I think we've all seen somebody almost hit somebody else because they ran the red light. Yeah. And it was clearly quite red before they ran through.
I've seen people hit people.
Yeah.
Take them out, flip the car over a couple of times right in the intersection in front of me.
Yeah. Too many extrications. I work too many extrications.
Yep. Whenever the light turns green and I'm first at the
stoplight,
I wait.
I always wait.
I
Because
wait, baby.
on the way to school back in like 90, no, this was in 89, the girl in front of me, uh, light turned green. She hit it, and a semi came through, and luckily she turned out okay, but it sent her
Ouch.
flying.
No, well, Don, my truck, I swear, if my wife walks in front of the truck, I can't see her. She's 4'11". Okay. So, I mean, the truck has cameras all around. But when you come up to an intersection
that's your
now.
story, and you're sticking to it.
Yeah,
It's a tough story.
yeah.
I didn't see her.
Unfortunately, with the dash cam. Yeah, the truck has cameras all around it. It's an off-road truck, too. So I actually have what's called ditch cameras on it. So that's when I can see her on the ditch
Well, your
camera.
truck will see her and stop anyway. It's got pedestrian.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if I'm backing into a spot, Bill, and if there's like a little bush behind me, the thing goes into panic mode.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, what the hell? And it's nothing behind me.
Is it scared of bushes?
It is. It is.
Aren't we
well,
all?
these days, so am I. So.
I don't know. Some people like 70s
Not
porn.
me.
No, I like a clean
My brother's
landscape.
my brother's 2020 RAV4. It goes bonkers just pulling in the garage.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. I know I have like warnings. I didn't realize my car would actually put on the brakes when I'm backing up. Because I'm backing out of my driveway and I'm slowly. I just continue going because I still got 15 feet or whatever, and it sees the car coming down the road. Put on the friggin' brakes
right away. It locks
Hey,
up.
hey,
the brakes.
dumbass! I see it. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it is because there are a lot of dumbasses out there. Okay.
I can't wait. I can't wait till all cars have these kinds of things built into them.
Well, see,
Lane-
that's the problem.
lane keeping and-
Autonomous vehicles. The number one issue with autonomous vehicles is non-autonomous vehicles. Okay.
Oh, speaking of those, Tom, have you tried the autonomous taxi in Las Vegas?
Negative. Oh, it's not autonomous, Andrew. There's a guy sitting in the seat. The one that goes through the Tesla tunnel. Now they're building out more tunnels. But yeah, there's still a driver sitting in a safety person sitting in the seat. Okay.
Because otherwise, people was like,
sitting there eating yogurt, just hanging out. Whatever.
hey, there's a car going by with no driver.
Does he turn around and say, "Welcome to Johnny Cab"?
Andrew, I saw a tractor trailer, an
Welcome to Johnny
18-wheeler
Cab.
with no driver.
Oh.
On Interstate 15. Okay.
Have a great day.
Driverless 18-wheeler. So
I haven't seen any of
You
those.
kind
I
of look
think no
like
one
Johnny
else is in-
Cab.
no
You
one else
kind
is
of look
involved.
like Johnny Cab.
Yeah, no one else is involved in this conversation.
I know. They don't know what we're talking about.
Mike, have
You guys know what we're
seen any
talking about?
driverless
Johnny
cars?
Cab?
Fifth Element.
Nope.
yes.
Total Recall.
Total
Well, it
Recall.
was one of them.
Yep.
I wasn't sure which one it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Total Recall. Yeah.
Mike, have you seen many driverless cars in Texas?
Not many, few, very few. Now there's a lot more toward Austin in the Tesla area, where the headquarters are.
Well, you know,
Dallas, no.
my big problem here with drivers is, first off, we're known as the city of traffic cones, okay? Because they're always doing road improvements here.
Yeah,
But
same
people
here.
do not merge until they hit that first fucking cone. What is with that? Come on
Yeah,
now.
it's the same here.
Oh, and the other thing is,
It's the same.
when they turn their turn signal on, they think that gives them the right to occupy the same space you're currently in.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
merge until they hit the cone because they're doing a zipper merge. It's a more efficient way of.
Zipper merge is a wonderful thing, Don,
And it's a wonderful
but
thing.
not when you start to take out the inanimate objects on the road. Okay,
Well,
Not to take them out,
that
no.
tell you it was
Or-
already time for you to make that. Okay,
Oh,
merging is a
that's when you-
difficult concept for them to get, and turn signals
wait, zipper
are
merging is an
commensurate
impact
with the
activated?
cost of the vehicle. Yes, impact activated zipper.
That's when you lay on the horn. when they're
Well,
getting too
see,
close.
I'm a New Yorker, Andrew, so I actually know where the horn is. They don't seem to
Yeah.
use horns out here. Okay, and then when I use the horn, I get a dirty look. And
It's
you
not
know what I
dirty,
do?
Jared.
You talking about in New York? They hit
Yeah,
the horn.
look.
I wave at them.
They hit the horn before 2 seconds before the light turns green.
Why
And-
use the horn?
and
Already
all-
on.
You know, you gotta. You got to be someplace, Bill.
In all fairness, Tom, I think people give you dirty looks before you hit the horn.
No,
Yeah.
well, the thing is, Don, I had to teach my wife. My wife is what I would refer to as a right side road rager. Okay.
Mhm.
So I had to teach her to use all fingers when she waved at people. Okay. So that was an important
Instead
concept.
of
Okay, this
Yes.
is the best argument that I've ever heard that the Americans drive on the wrong side of the road. Because
they do.
most people
That's
are
correct.
right-handed, and when you're driving in an American car and you want to flip somebody off, you have to do it out the window with your left hand, your non-dominant hand. People who drive on the other side of the road, they have that dominant hand
Yeah.
out the window with the.
Yeah.
I can
So-
put, I can
That
put
was
my
correct.
right hand out.
Yeah,
So we're on the right side of the road.
but Americans are ambidextrous.
Oh,
Right.
okay then.
Yes, we are.
It
I
goes
could
the same
flip you
for
off.
British cars. British cars too, Don. Because their steering wheel is on the opposite side of the car.
That's right.
American.
That's what we're referring to. Yep.
Yep.
You know, my wife
Thanks
was
for
used to be the
pointing
worst
out
road
again,
rager. That tiny little shit.
Yeah.
People cut her off or follow her or bother her. I can't keep changing the car. She would take a handful of change out of that thing and just throw it out the window. I swear to God, she'd slam on a brake, get out, and start yelling and cursing at them in 7 different languages.
Hey, Bill, I would have to explain to my wife that, we are driving through some of the most wonderful neighborhoods in New York, Bushwick, Bed-Stuyvesant, So please keep all your emotions in check if possible. Okay. And out here, I had to explain to her, we're a carry state. So, limit your hand gestures, okay, to the greatest extent possible, please. We have electronic signs on the road, and one of them the other day said, turn signals are free. Please get your money's worth. Okay. So,
Yeah. Well, it's one of the reasons I never let her drive when I'm driving. That and the fact she sucks. But yeah, she just freak out. A handful of change. I wouldn't even do that.
I'd never do
They
that.
don't stop. They think she's crazy. They just drive off.
yeah. I would think so too. Yeah.
Filipino temper. I guess.
Yes, I'm well aware of it.
Yep.
Comes with a lot of plus sides, though. So,
Yeah.
there's always trade offs.
That's a
Cool
interesting
cat, you
one.
make a
Cool
joke,
cat.
but I used to have a boss who shaved her legs on the way to work.
Well, at least you shaved her legs.
Well,
She have a wet bar in the car too.
I
mean,
don't
what?
know
Jeez.
how, but she mentioned it, and it was like, oh my gosh, your legs, and so yeah.
All the way up.
Dad's friend used to do work on the computer in the passenger seat while she's driving,
That's
and
great.
also doing her hair at the same time.
Well, makeup was the one I would always, and that's why you lay on the horn at a green light is,
and
she's
Tom,
putting on
she
eyeliner.
still does it. She still does it to this day.
I had one of my guys in the firehouse. He came in one day talking about shaving legs. This came to mind, and he couldn't sit still. He was just something was wrong. He was having some difficulties, and of course, in the firehouse, you don't let things go. You keep on asking questions to find out that his girlfriend wanted a smoother finish on the undercarriage. Wanted him to have a smoother finish on the undercarriage. And so he leveraged her nair to get the boys nice and smooth down south. And unfortunately, he didn't realize the level of discomfort he would now have for the next few days. So after the burning stopped, about 2 weeks later, he's fucking scratching his fucking nuts constantly. He didn't realize that this shit was going to grow back at some point in time. Okay. So, yeah. That's a perfect thing. That's a perfect thing to do as a probie in the firehouse, by the way. That follows you your entire career.
That story's gonna follow him too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. He's still not retired, and he's reminded of the fact on a regular basis. See, we had a term on the job called, there's only three kinds of people on the job: stand-up, square rooters, and hairbags. And the term hairbag, which is a lowlife, okay, came from the fact that back in the 1800s, late 1800s, they would work a seven-day work week and then be off a day, and was the schedule. And the only way they would get to see their loved ones was when they got a haircut. They could stop by the house, and unfortunately, guys were saying they were getting haircuts every day until the chief of department required them to bring back a bag of hair with them. Okay, so the term hairbag, okay, took place. That's the asshole in the firehouse, is the hairbag. Well, this poor guy is known as the hairless bag. Okay, so that's how he's referred to today.
A 7-day work week and then a day off.
And a day off. That was how firefighters in the 1880s, that was the schedule. Which, by the way, the lifespan of a firefighter in the 1880s was not very long. So pensions were not a big thing back then.
Money wasn't a huge thing either.
Driving around with bags of hair, that shit's flammable.
Well,
Just
you
for a
know, we
long
had
time?
in a lot of the firehouses, even, you know, a lot of the firehouses are still today historic landmarks. You got to pull the trucks. The trucks haven't gotten smaller. You got to pull the mirrors in actually to back into some of these firehouses. But some of the firehouses still have circular staircases. Circular staircases were a big thing because what would happen is when the firefighters would come back, you know, during the horse-drawn days, the horses, after the guys would go upstairs, you know, because the stables were downstairs on the apparatus floor, and the guys would go upstairs to the kitchen, the living room, and the bunk room, and the horses would get lonely and come up the stairs. Problem is, you can't get a horse down the stairs. Okay, so that's when they started putting in circular staircases into these.
I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm thinking that they had too close a relationship with their horses. Honey, I'm lonely.
That's where the Dalmatians came from, Bill.
Yes.
Okay.
That is true. The Dalmatians.
They can go up spiral stairs, can't they?
Dalmatians can, yes, but yeah.
Dalmatians can go
Well,
up and
there's still
downstairs.
firehouses where, you know, the resident cat in the firehouse still takes the pole, by the way, and I mean that literally. Okay, the brass pole going from the third floor down. You pick up the cat, throw him at the pole. He grabs onto it and slides down to the apparatus. You know.
Or throw them out the door.
Yep.
Yeah, Marcel.
You know, we're all thinking it. Somebody say something about a pussy sliding down a pole, please.
No.
I was waiting for that, but, what happened?
Don?
Don,
No,
you're getting
it
slow
was
in
too
your
obvious.
And by the way, Marcel, there were 15 commandments. Okay, I slipped and broke one of those tablets coming down from a mountain. Okay.
Yep, I slipped out of
Say
your hand.
something.
Oh God.
You're awfully quiet, Charles.
Charles is just Chaz is just taking it all in, bro.
Soaking it all in, wondering what the hell he's doing here.
Yeah.
Well, Charles?
Oh wow, Cool Cat's on fire tonight.
Cool Cat, that's not always true. I think it's about 20 or 30% of Dalmatians.
Just
you're not getting the joke, Andrew.
You're not getting the joke.
I've had 3 Dalmatians, so
It's why they're a favorite.
They can't
They're
hear the
great
fireman coming.
oh, I
All right, you get the joke now?
Ta-dum,
yeah.
By the way, did you see the Boston Dynamics dog that the FDNY has?
Oh, I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw it
Did
in
you
the
see
garage
that?
collapse.
That we actually skinned it to look like as a Dalmatian.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, actually, we
was
did that for a very specific reason. We had gotten that. You know, I was involved in that. We had gotten that the same time NYPD had gotten one. But the problem was NYPD, the first thing they did was take it to the projects and let it run around the tenement buildings. And of course, that didn't go over well with the Civil Liberties Union. So they had to actually return their Boston Dynamics dog. We immediately took to skinning ours so it looked like a Dalmatian. And of course, everywhere it goes, people love, that's a big difference between fire and PD. They like us, they hate them. So it was a good reason to brand it properly. But that thing's freaking amazing, by the way.
So whose idea was it to put spots on it? Was it yours? Was it the captain?
No, actually, one of the things I did when we started the robotics program was I made sure all the drones were branded to look like, had the same color scheme as our fire trucks, as our apparatus. So that they would be recognized as FDNY drones. And again, we use them for life-saving purposes and for force protection, keeping firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics safe at jobs.
So were they anatomically correct?
Negative K. It doesn't have a head on either end, Bill. It's got a claw.
Don, you can unclose the window.
You can come back, Don, if you want to. Yeah, they're very cool dogs. I've seen videos on them.
Yeah, it's pretty. Once you go through the operator training, it's fairly easy to use.
I got something nearly like it. I have a Furby. I've actually got an original Furby. I think it's worth a couple of dollars.
Probably is.
Yeah, not a lot, like $50 or something. I checked it out. But it's actually an original Furby. They're cute. They're funny. They actually learned. Hey, they would recognize you. Yep.
You probably had a pet rock too at one time, didn't you, Bill?
Yeah. Well, I did, but it got into the neighbor's house through the window. I got off leash. Went right through the window. I lost it. They wouldn't give it back. But that little thing, you'd wake it up.
Yeah, cool cat. Yeah, they the arm is has
get that Furby fired up when they bring them on here.
It can manipulate. Actually, it was used. There was a parking garage collapse several months back in Lower Manhattan, where they had to use the dog, and along with they actually used the Nevada also. Inside
robot hand for other stuff. What's the other stuff?
Well,
just join again, Don.
We'll leave that to your imagination.
Don, go to if you're using Chrome.
He knows how to come back in, Andrew.
Don't worry, he knows.
He knows how to come back in.
It's what really scares me is the Boston Dynamics, the biped one. That's freaky.
Did you unclose it?
I unclosed it. I found the unclose button. I'm just going to pop back in here to issue a correction, Bill.
Okay.
Furbies did not learn. They were Furbies never learned. They were pre-programmed.
Don't say that. My Furby was very smart.
They were pre-programmed to give the appearance of learning.
Don, he had a relationship with that Furby.
Maybe.
I had a relationship with a vacuum cleaner. Didn't mean a second.
Oh, yeah. Till Mom caught me.
Yeah, it was gentle. It was a gentle vacuum cleaner. I got a Dyson in the garage I'm fond of. Yeah.
You got to watch out for that V10, Bill. That can really do some damage.
It got smarter as it went on, and it would, it would make believe it was eating. It would go num 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 and stuff like that.
Bill, you got to watch out for those vacuum cleaners. My wife used to work in GI for many, many years.
I'm gonna ask my wife where that thing is. I'm gonna fire it up. It's what?
Hey, Mike, I worked the field when I first started on the job as a medic. You don't have to tell me about that.
Okay, I've heard of
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring that on the stream, and it's gonna learn right in front of you.
I'm sure it will give the appearance of it because it's programmed too.
You're not fun at all.
I'm not.
Oh, dude,
I'm a wet blanket is what I am. I just sucked the magic out of everything. I'm sorry, Bill.
We made up a name for it. It started to recognize the name.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Dominic, did you have a
They're actually
Furby?
programmed to recognize their name. Believe it or not. It takes a while. It's almost as stupid as my Shih Tzus, but not quite. Took them a couple of years.
What was your
couple of
Furby's
years.
name?
I don't know. I don't remember. We'll have to make up a new name for it. I'm sure it's lost. It's been powered down probably for 15, 20 years. So
Hey, mister, if I was you, I would call that Furby shithead.
or did it come with a name? No, I don't remember.
Might have.
I don't remember. I know, seriously, it hasn't been powered on in God. Not since I've been in Florida.
I never had a Furby.
I never had a Furby.
Knew anybody that had a Furby.
They were a big deal.
Girls from school had one, but I never
What are you
had
saying?
I
one.
had no Furby. I had a Johnny 07.
I had G.I. Joes. What about it?
No Furbies for me.
I used to take my G.I. Joes and go to the neighbor's house. They were all girls that lived there, and we were all boys, and we would hang out with them, and I would bring my G.I. Joes over, and they'd bring out their Barbies, and we'd play house with the dolls. And then when it was time to go home, we'd say, well, honey, I'm off to war. I mean, I don't know. Put them together so they'd kiss and lay them down. That was it. That's all we knew. They weren't anatomically correct.
Well, honeys, I think I'm going to be off to war.
I'm off to war. Because it was a job, you know.
It's 11 o'clock, and I didn't sleep much last night. I think it felt like I got in a fight with my pillow, and the pillow won.
I hate that.
Sounds like Don needs some a sleeping pill.
I don't know, Mike. I don't.
Just ask, yeah.
It was a simpler.
Way back when was simpler. Back in 1979 was a simpler time, eh, Don?
We had 3 boys. They had 3 girls, approximately the same ages. It was fun. Anyway,
So
Don, thank you.
basically
Thank you for coming back in and ruining my whole Furby thing. I'll have to ask
No,
my wife what happened to it. I had it in the garage for a while. I don't know where it is.
I'm pretty sure you had a unique Furby.
Don, do you remember the Hitachi?
What?
The
The little
Tamagotchi?
Hitachi, you had to you had to feed it. And water it and
Hitachi's
all
a TV brand.
Tamagotchi.
No.
No,
Tamagotchi, yeah.
Tamagotchi.
The little
No, I don't remember the
Keychain.
Tamagotchi.
you had to feed it, teach it names, and talk to you. It was a little cheap little game.
What's a Tamagotchi?
It was a little
It's like a
thing
keychain.
with a little screen
Little
on it,
keychain
and you
thing.
had to pay attention to it and all
Oh,
that.
and keep it
Otherwise
alive
would
and all that
die.
shit?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
It was
When
like
I
a
was in
pet.
school,
I
I
had
never had
2.
one, but
Yeah,
there were
my
kids
daughter
in
had
our
one, and she
school
drove me
that had
crazy
them.
with it.
And there were some teachers who wouldn't allow them in classes. And so there were kids that started their little in-school businesses. They would babysit your Tamagotchi so that
Now
If
that's
it ne-
that's enterprising youth right
yeah,
there.
if
Exactly.
your Tamagotchi needs fed while you're in class and you're not allowed to have a Tamagotchi, it's going to starve. So leave it with me, and I'll make sure it's fed and make sure it sleeps and make sure.
That only cost you 50 cents.
Yeah, but a better finance. You're not getting your Tamagotchi back until you pay me $15.
Yeah.
I kidnapped a Tamagotchi, and you better pay up sooner. It's going to
There are
starve.
lots of kids that had their little entrepreneur stuff going on in school. There was a girl who would
That was after
spend her
my
lunch
time.
money on candy before school, and then after lunch she would be selling M&Ms, and she'd be selling candy out of her bag. Take that money, she'd double her money every day.
Ooh,
Smart kid.
that's
Yeah.
a good gig.
Yeah,
It's pretty clever.
FDA, Future Dealers of America.
Yep.
You could have done that, Don.
Pretty smart.
That's back in the 80s. It was M&Ms. That was the contraband.
In the
Back in the
80s.
60s, we did a bunch of pennies, vacuforms, jarts. Y'all don't have any at
Vacuforms.
one time.
How
Baby gun
dangerous
culture.
was that? Vacuum.
We survived.
Huh?
You
I know
remember
we
that.
did. With
Yeah.
the Easy Bake Oven, remember the light
Easy
bulb?
bake oven. My sister had one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was 5 years old, 6 years old.
Yeah, I had a vacuum form. Yeah,
I still have a vacuum for him. I've got one.
I melted all kinds of shit with that. Not because I ran out of the supplies like 2 days in. So
Chemistry sets,
really,
fill up
really,
the house with
really
sulfur.
pissed.
Oh yeah, chemistry sets were
really
great,
pissed off
man.
my parents.
Big in the day,
Like
yeah.
stink
Talk
bombs
about
and
the 70s, talk about the 80s, and there's no comparison between the 80s and the 60s.
No, absolutely none, Mike.
We had BB gun fights, no big deal.
Right.
What about
BB
long
guns.
darts?
We had rock fights.
I got a
What about
rock.
the long darts with the big needle on it?
Yeah, my brother
Long
started
darts are
set
great.
the jarts, the original.
Long darts were great. I mean, until that one
played
stupid
with-
girl had to take one in the head.
Yeah.
It's
Her
her
brother
fault.
actually, her brother threw it from over the fence and the other side of the house and took her out.
That's yeah, I guess they were kind of a stupid toy, I suppose.
Friends of ours used to play baseball with rocks. And I came outside and I didn't know they were playing with rocks. Next thing I know, I get hit in the head with a rock.
Ouch.
I know. It was dark.
We had a train yard by us and the Sunnyside train yards, and of course, as 13-year-olds, we thought that big Budweiser rail car was easy pickings, and of course,
Hi, Tim.
we ventured down there, and lo and behold, a security guy came out with a shotgun, and as we were running away, we got peppered with rock salt.
Mm-hmm.
So, as I was sitting in the tub, my father was reading me the riot act as to how much time I was going to spend on the work release program that he had. Okay, as I was sitting in the tub soaking that rock salt out of my fucking ass. Yeah, and then life went on, man.
Well, Tom, did you ever jump the rail? Jump the trains when you were a kid?
No, I jumped
Short ride?
turnstiles, which was
Okay.
another story. We jumped turnstile to take the train someplace and got a ticket, and of course I threw the ticket away. And then I came home about 7 months later, and my parents sat me down and said, Thomas, you can tell us. You can tell us whatever's going on. You can tell us. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? Well, they received a bench warrant in the mail, and it wasn't specific as to what the bench warrant was, just a court date. Okay.
Show up.
So, yeah, my father took me to court. It was the judge fined me $25. Of course, my father, the whole way home, had to explain to me how much that cost him in lost wages that day. And, and of course, me being stupid said, well, don't you get like vacation days? That didn't go over very well, Mike. Yeah, that's
It's a good response.
you learn. You live and learn, you live and learn.
What's up, Tim Jackson?
Hey, Tim.
Tim,
How you
what's
doing,
up, bro?
Tim?
Down south.
Say, Tim,
Sorry.
how's the cooking?
Yeah,
So
how's that
relation to
fishing
you-
going, Tim?
In relation to you,
call
Dominic, how
me
far is Tim away from you?
Tim.
Me, about 1,300 miles
Whoa. South
Yeah.
or west?
south,
South.
Okay, but that's about the distance from Bill to me.
mostly south.
Yep.
And south, but just a little bit west as well. But mostly
about-
south.
20-hour drive?
Southwest.
I think it's like a 20 or 24-hour drive, isn't it?
18.
Yeah.
About probably four and a half hours in a plane. Just
But I
depends.
think, Tom, I think that's almost the distance from New York City to Florida.
Yeah, well, let's see. It's about the distance from me to where Mike is, actually.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in Vegas and
1800.
you're by Austin. right?
1,800 kilometers, so
Oh.
you can
I'm for work,
do
actually.
the math.
Okay.
Cool Cat, that is up for debate. Mike, I think you'll know the answer to Cool Cat's question.
Well, yeah. Well, see, Cool Cat. Here's the deal: the dumber kids from our time aren't around anymore. Okay,
Right.
it
The
was
others haven't
survival of
lived.
the fittest.
And the people nowadays haven't lived.
I bet there's a couple around.
It's a pretty open discussion, though.
Just say something there, Charles.
Hey, Charles.
Yeah.
Depends.
Howdy. How
It
you doing?
depends on what you classify as
Hey,
dumb.
Mike, how are you?
Doing good. I saw you texted something.
It's
here.
all relative, Dominic.
Yeah, because there are people out there that do all these low effort posts on YouTube and get millions and millions of views.
Yes.
So the dumb people are not necessarily dumb, but a lot smarter than the other dumb people.
Some dumb people have more common sense than
I think that's called a savant,
dumber
by the way.
people.
Yes.
I don't mean that, but yes, Tim.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, we did, dude.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, no.
Did you do that, Charles?
What?
Drinking from
Drink
garden
from a
hoses
hose?
when you were young?
No.
I still do.
You know, here's a problem I have out here, okay? My wife was complaining the other day that I have to check because she's not getting any cold water out of the faucet. I said, sweetheart, you do realize we live in Nevada, okay? The only time we get cold water out of the faucet is the winter time, okay? Here during the summer, it's either a hot shower or a pretty warm shower. The only way you're getting cold water is opening up the refrigerator and grabbing a bottle.
Because out of the sink, in South Carolina, usually it's cool, warm water or as hot.
No, see, back
There's
in
no
New York
cold
City, we had
water.
great water. That's because the water was coming through the water tunnel, and that was 250 to 400 feet below grade. Okay, here, no, not the same.
Yeah, no, New York's
Coming out of
known
Lake
for their
Mead.
aquifer and good water.
Yeah, well, the watershed area up in the Catskills, and
Mhm.
yeah, then coming through the 3 water tunnels. You talk about guys who make some good money, sand hogs, the guys who build those tunnels. Okay, today a sand hog after 5 years is probably making two and a quarter large. Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently, some of the first sandhogs were in New York City were all Irish.
That's well, the same thing with firefighters, Andrew, because those were the most dangerous jobs, and
Nobody wanted
my
them.
relative-
Nobody else would hire the Irish.
right
back
when
then.
my relatives got off the boat. Okay, those were the only jobs. Same thing with the Italians and the Germans, and and everybody. who
My
follows.
family's Italian and Italian one side, Irish the other side. So I was. It's funny you bring that up. I mentioned this on Lloyd and Artie's stream today. Why there's so many Irish and Italian cops in New York to this day? Because civil service.
I'll tell you, especially on the fire side, because this was a big thing, and we always claimed nepotism, and it wasn't. It was, if your parent or family member was a firefighter, we call it the best full-time, part-time job on the planet. Okay, because you work at 24, you're off for 2 days. You work at 24, you're off for 3 days. So your parents or your uncles would be home a lot and doing stuff with you, and so when you grew up, you did nothing but look up to them. You try to get on the job.
It started because when we first came over, nobody would hire them.
Of course not, because the life expectancy.
Irish need not apply.
Right.
And
Well,
same
the
thing with
life
the Italian.
expectancy on those jobs was very, very short.
Nobody wanted
Okay.
those jobs, and civil service
No.
couldn't discriminate. And besides, they were desperate for hires. So that you
Yeah.
either became a cop or a fireman, or worked some kind of civil service job, or you joined a gang. That was it. That was your choices.
Right.
But it just became a family business, basically a family thing.
Yeah, like I said, the reason why it became a family business was over the years. That's why it's still predominant today
To
is
this day.
because, you saw that it actually did over time get better and provide a good family life.
For sure. Sergeant O'Malley. All the old movies are all Irish cops.
Several of Grab's relatives were firemen, and so Grab was a fireman, and so my uncle was a fireman. So now my cousin's a fireman. Well, not fireman, but EMT.
Right.
He wasn't. He was a fireman.
Are you a fireman?
No.
Oh, you're ruining the family tradition. What do you do, Andrew?
I'm starting to look for jobs. I was thinking about getting my Part 107.
So you're a millennial.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
Because that's what they're doing. They're always looking for a job.
Well, true.
Yeah, I know.
Ever since the economy went,
No, they're out there. There's plenty of jobs out there. I can't hire enough people to keep my business supplied with employees. You hire them, they don't show up. They all want a job until you give it to them.
I knew several people.
Then, well, God forbid, they expect you to. These people expect me to work,
Like in
be on time. Never had to do that before.
2009, I knew several people that just graduated. They couldn't find a job because that's when the market crashed.
No, they couldn't find a job because they wouldn't accept jobs that were below their station. Believe me, there's always been jobs. I need people now, still to this day. There's no crashed market. I don't know what you're talking about there. And during COVID, we needed people, couldn't get them. You know why? Because the government was giving out checks to them. They'd rather stay home.
Oh yeah, it was one of the first states to
There's
stop
jobs.
sending. The
I'm not
checks
saying I
was
would
South
hire you,
Carolina.
but there's jobs.
Hey, Bill, I'm going to share my screen real quick. I want to show you a pretty cool patch.
That is
How
cool.
do you like that? That's
Yeah.
cool, right?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, that's nice.
AI's taking over the world.
Nice.
Slowly but surely.
So, did you draw that, or?
Well, no,
computer
one of the
draw it?
guys did. No, one of the guys on the team did. It's a full-fledged unit now. It runs 24/7, 365. There's 16 responding members, 4 lieutenants, and a captain, and they run out of our special operations command. So they respond to probably 3-4 jobs a day. Multiple alarms. So when we put what we call OVs up on the roof, outside vent members up on the roof to cut openings to let the smoke, the gases, and the steam out, you can't see them. So we put up infrared thermal imaging drones so we can keep eyes on them and also look for heat signatures and stuff like that in the buildings.
Tom, do they carry all of Manhattan, or do they do all the boroughs, or?
No, all 5 boroughs. They're centrally located. They're on an island in between Queens and Manhattan called Roosevelt Island, and they respond from there.
So all 5, and they cover, huh?
All 5 boroughs, yeah, all 5 boroughs, and then special called on mutual aid up to Yonkers and Westchester, or like on the ship fire in Jersey, they went aboard the fire department marine units and went over and helped out there as well.
In that unit.
All right, James.
Hi, James. How you doing, buddy? Yep.
Hey, James.
Forgiveness? Sure. I didn't expect you to show up. He's a big
Oh,
shot.
well,
He's got 50-something, 60,000 subscribers. So
I think
Does he have
Tom
a channel?
Yeah, he's got a channel.
I think Tom
James?
could still squeeze his way back into the fire department.
Negative, K. No. 41 years. No.
He's living life.
No,
I'm
you
living
could squeeze
large.
your way back. No, Tom, hear me out for a second. As a drone pilot,
Negative, K. No. Negative.
Retired.
I was I left as a deputy chief, and I helped fund and found the robotics team. So I was a big boy with toys. That's all it was. Okay.
Sounds fun.
Hang on to
Sounds like
what?
you're doing hard.
You forgot.
you
Well,
always,
I don't know what time it is by you, James, but we went on 2.5 hours ago.
Oh shit! It's already 12:30 by you, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah. And we won't be
We're
on much
two-
longer. You
we're
guys are
2
looking.
hours behind.
Well,
No,
11:30.
you always
You-
measure the truck before you bought
It's
a new truck,
midday.
right?
It's midday in the Philippines.
midday.
You always
Midday,
you
yeah.
always measure the size of the truck before ordering it, right?
No, why would you do that? Please,
2 hours
our
behind.
trucks were.
Florida.
The last rescue unit we purchased was single rescue was $3.1 million for the apparatus outfitted. Okay,
Because
so
there was a ladder truck in Florida. They bought it sight unseen. Well, they get it there, and it doesn't fit. It
yeah,
doesn't
it's
fit
like
at
the
all.
volleys out
It
on
fit
Long
in
Island.
the-
Yeah, same
in
thing.
the garage.
Yeah, they order the volleys out in Long Island and New York would order 110-foot tower ladders. There was nothing in the neighborhood that was that high. Okay, please.
And the question is why they order something so big, which
No,
they had
we had
no use
please.
for.
We spec the crap out of everything to the point that specs on a piece of apparatus for us because everything is custom built. Even the ambulances, the ambulance specs were like 270 pages long. An FDNY EMS ambulance runs about $170,000. That's without outfitting. That's without putting any equipment
Yeah,
on it yet.
that sounds about right.
Yeah. So all told, after you fully equip that vehicle, that's about a $250,000 vehicle. And there are currently 500, I think it's 570 ambulances. Well, the call volume, I believe last year, just on the EMS side was 1.7 million or something like 4,800 a day.
Wow.
Okay. And the busiest firehouse, usually South Bronx takes the cake or Brooklyn. And usually they're doing 4,000 jobs a year for a company.
One of them would have been yours. The
No,
one you were stationed to.
negative. I was at headquarters.
Wow.
I spent the last 18 years of my career at headquarters.
Which part of the Bronx is headquarters? I mean, not Bronx.
No, we were in downtown Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, I left as a deputy bureau chief. I ran technologies.
Cool.
But
Tom,
I said,
how many,
big boy
how
with
many,
toys.
Tom, how many people did you have in your staff in your drone department?
In my bureau, I had 327, and the robotics team was part of the command tactical unit, and they were part of our fire department ops center. So, like today, there are 21 members, responding members on that team.
For the robotics?
Yeah, for
That doesn't
robotics.
seem like very many because I'll look at for example, Irving, Texas. From home to Dallas Cowboy, they have 20 members. They have a South Division of 10, and
right.
Boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome in. James, my
Old James?
Man, I felt, dude, I had it set up. I told Ness this morning, I got it with Art. Excuse me, it's actually lunchtime. I got some leftover hamburgers from yesterday's gathering. But I told Art, what time is Bill's show? He said 10 o'clock your time. I said, okay. And then I didn't realize went downstairs. I had to do some cleanup. It's starting to really come down right now. We have a typhoon. Did you see about that typhoon? That's coming? Oh yeah. Let me see if I can share with you.
Yeah, good.
Let me show. I want to show you the
typhoon, like my wife says, a typhoon.
Here, share screen window. Yeah.
She misses them. She gets upset because we don't get hurricanes like she thought we would.
So he says this is headed, and we're right in the path of that. And it's supposed to hit today. We're supposed to be feeling the effects today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. This is Monday morning, Monday afternoon, our time right here. So, well, it wasn't too bad because it was a tropical depression, but they predicted by the time it gets to because it looks like right now, and if you look at this on Earth, the tracking because of the way the winds are blowing from the north and the south, it looks like it's just going to continue going west, and that goes right through the center of Luzon. But according to Pagasa and all the weather places, they're saying that it's going to be lifted, which normally does. It normally, when it gets to about this point, it starts traveling at a northwestern, and it's supposed to go over the top of Luzon. But we're not taking any chances. So today, as soon as I get done eating here,
batten down the hatches.
I'm going to be outside doing that. And right now, I'm doing something a little different with our solar batteries. Is I'm actually buying electricity from Bottleneck because we just had new batteries
Top off the
installed. I don't know if you
batteries?
saw-
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to top the batteries off.
Yeah.
So because when we installed the batteries, while the batteries were removed, and it was a non-solar day, it was like cloudy as can be. We were getting nothing, and Bottleneck went down. The grid went down. So we had nothing from that side, but luckily we had the EcoFlows.
What about James? What about water? Do you have like a cistern or?
Oh yeah, I got
or
to. Yeah, I
anything?
got to. We got so much bottled water inside the house for drinking.
Have you
And
considered?
we have a swimming pool and a cistern, so we're good on
Have you
that.
considered getting a backup like a Generac or something, like a propane-based generator?
I got it's the EcoFlow. That's what we used the other day for the Go Solar team when they were installing.
Which one? Which one?
They
You got?
used the EcoFlow, the Delta Pro, and I
That's-
have 2 extra batteries. So I have what is it like? Oh my God, it's like about 12 kilowatts of backup power.
Oh, nice. You're pretty well set then.
But
what are you as far as elevation? Are you fairly high where you are? Or are you?
No, we're good. No, Lipa is
Okay.
one of the best places in Luzon.
Good.
We're the 3rd coolest climate, and we're like it's like the 3rd nominal height and elevation where no flooding. We get no flooding no matter what.
Good. Glad to hear that.
So we're good. But I just wanted to drop in, Bill. I have not forgot about you, and I couldn't get into the episode yesterday. I wanted to join you guys up yesterday, but we had a huge family gathering yesterday, and it lasted until around midnight last night. And
But aren't all Filipino family gatherings huge?
They are. Like I said, this is leftovers. They actually
there are relatives that aren't even really relatives. I mean, everybody is Tita and Tito.
All the James relatives are back here in the States. Isn't that right, James?
Actually, two of them, my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, my wife's brother. One of the reasons we had such a big gathering yesterday is because they were visiting us from Canada. They live in Fort McMurphy, somewhere in the middle area of Canada, and they came back. It's the first time they've been back here in quite some time, so they're visiting. So,
How many brothers and sisters?
A lot in Las Vegas, James. A lot in Las Vegas. Okay.
How many brothers and sisters does your wife have?
One brother. 2 sisters? Am I
Small
missing
family.
anybody in this? It's not a real big family, no.
No, it's small.
Oh, she's angry at me right now because
think
I
my
told her I
wife
want.
I think my wife has 11 brothers and sisters.
No,
She's
Mike,
really,
yeah,
she's really angry at me right now,
brother.
Bill.
Uh-oh. You probably deserve it.
Because it's lunchtime. It's lunchtime. What she normally does, she normally sits up there and watches TV for lunch. And I said no. I said I want to jump on Bill's show real quick for just a little bit before.
She's angry because of me? I don't like that.
It's because of you.
Oh no.
So she said, go out on the porch. I said, but the rain's starting to pour down and the wind is blowing out there. She said, this is my rest time. This is the only time I get to watch TV. And so I can't stay long. So, and I got to get down and batten down the yard.
But
you're catching us at the end anyway. We're going to sign off shortly.
Okay.
But James,
Thanks.
just remember about the weathermen. They're not always accurate.
Well,
yeah. So
you
plan
remember
for the
the
worst.
I think we're going to be
Charleston
okay.
weathermen, right?
Yeah. I think we're going to be okay here. Like I said, no matter what, I think we're just going to get lots of rain.
Too much
It's pretty
rain.
efficient.
You think you'll
5
get
pounds a
too
day.
much?
That's nothing.
You think you'll get too much rain there, James?
We're getting a lot of rain. This is rainy season. We're right in the middle of rainy season, and
I mean, like flooding
every
rain.
day. No, we only had one huge. It was like 3 days. We had what was the name of the Paeng came through about 3 or 4 months ago, and even though we don't flood, there was flooding outside the air base. That's about I don't know 6 or 8 kilometers away from us here, but it was huge. A lot of places, Manila flooded out really bad. So many places flooded out around here. I'm with the Rotary when the Rotary was doing rescue and help assistance and operations for the people from Paeng when that happened. So, but other than that, it's just been normal rain. It's like Florida. It's like Bill's weather.
Yeah.
It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon every single day. You can almost look at your watch and you say, "Oh, it's going to rain." And it'll be like, boom, the rain starts coming down.
James, is it true when you live in Charleston? Is it true that they usually live alert?
What?
In Charleston, is it usual that you guys almost live in a flood alert?
No, it is. It is because, well, not where we are. I'm more in the North Charleston, Somerville area, but the Charleston Peninsula, the downtown Charleston area, where all those antebellum houses and all are, it's actually like at or below the sea level, and they built up. They built up, and what happens is when it's high tide, and we get all the rain there at the same time. Those two things, what they do, all the sewers. The water just comes back, it backs up.
Yeah.
The storm sewer system,
The ground,
sewer system.
because you can't take it.
And they get
You
floods
heard-
all the time.
You heard that they want to put another wall around Charleston to protect downtown.
The Great Wall of Charleston.
Yeah, again.
I haven't heard that.
Well, but didn't they try that before?
I don't recollect. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Maybe you're getting confused with that wall down in Texas.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Buoys down now in Texas.
Buoys on the turn of the river. Yeah, buoys. Yeah. Good thing.
Yeah.
Buoys on the river sound interesting.
Bill, I got a question to ask you real quick. Kind of a different manner, but you mentioned your wife had 11 brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Were any of them born on the same day? Years apart? The reason why I ask it, my mom had 11 brothers and sisters. The first 2 passed away during yellow fever. But of the remaining 10, 2 sets of them have different birthdays several years apart, the same day.
Oh, no kidding. No, I never asked her.
Yeah, my
and not only
aunt.
this, every one of them were born on the farm, so that wasn't planned. It just tells
2
you
of
what
the-
German Catholic farmers did certain times of the year.
Wow.
My mom was born the same
my
year.
mother came. My mother was an Irish twin. Her older sister was only 11 months older than her. But her younger sister had 4 girls, and 2 of them were born on her birthday. So 3 of them shared a birthday together.
Oh,
My mom was born 9 years after her older sister, and my other aunt, remaining aunt, a nun. She's 95 years old. She was born 4 years after one of the other brothers. And then my daughter was born on the same day as my mom and her great aunt.
Well, when there's 11 of them, the chances become pretty good that they're going to share. They're going to share.
Well, the thing is, though, they're all born on the farm, so it wasn't a planned date.
Yeah,
it's just that certain Catholic farmers, Catholic generation, they do certain things certain times of the year.
Right. Well, there's certain times they got the time to do it.
Exactly. It's amazing to me that 2 sets out of 10.
When those days are short, hey.
Yeah.
Mike,
That's right,
I smell
right.
large parties. I smell large parties at Mike's.
Well, look, my wife only has a brother, but her mother, my late mother-in-law, had 11 siblings. So there's like 30 plus cousins. And when you get a Filipino gathering, I mean, everybody comes out of the woodwork. Okay.
Right. I've got some other news too. My
you gotta make that luncheon count for something, okay?
I'm going to be a
a lot
grandpa
of
for the
work.
first time in March.
Oh,
Congratulations.
are you?
Mike.
I'm
Congratulations.
really looking
Ooh,
forward to that.
congrats.
I've been married
Wow,
7 years. I've been
congratulations.
trying. So
You
really
know what?
looking forward to
It's
that.
the best. It's the best,
I'm-
Mike, because
I've been told
now
that over and over, friends of mine.
it's
You know.
payback time, Mike. It's payback.
Yeah,
time.
one of my friends, a client, he said
Okay.
he wished the only thing he wished he could do is if he could have the grandkids without the kids, it'd be the best.
Yeah, well, hey, you don't get one without the other.
'Cause there's
But
always
now,
gonna be the
now,
question
And I'm
of-
so excited.
You got to earn those grandkids.
my daughters.
We're looking forward to it.
Okay, my granddaughter from my daughter, she is putting my daughter through. You know, she's 16, so she's really giving my daughter a hard way to go right now, and I have to giggle. It's very rewarding at this point. Okay, you know, it all comes back.
Tom, it's funny you say Irish twins. I'm an Irish twin.
Are you?
My brother and I are the same age from March 9th to April 20th every year. 6 weeks.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a client that he had
You
Irish twins.
qualify.
He had 2 kids born in the same year. Not twins.
That's cool.
Not apart.
Yeah,
But Mike,
Irish
there's always
twins.
going to be the question on who's the favorite grandson or grandchild.
Nah, that's never an issue. They're all when they're in front of me, they're my favorites. Okay.
Favorites the one that's
I have three. I have three grandkids. But the youngest is 7. But the oldest is a petty officer in the U.S. Navy. He's a second-class petty officer in the U.S. Navy.
Your grandson?
My grandson.
Grandson? Wow.
My grandson is a 22-year-old petty officer in the U.S.
Really?
Navy. Yeah.
Tom, how the hell old are you?
Early age.
I had my daughter when I was 19, James.
Okay.
That was
Where's
the
his-
first wife.
Where's he
Is
stationed?
My
He's stationed
children
in
are
he's in the fleet, Atlantic Fleet, but he's in Norfolk. He's a what they call fire control technician, but actually he's a Cisco certified network engineer.
Oh,
And he officially went 4 years in the Navy. Actually, it's 4 years in the Navy on the 31st of this month. He's doing really well. He's, like I said, he's a second-class petty officer in the Navy, so that would make him a sergeant in all the other branches. And he's doing really well. So
is he going to stay in there long term?
at this point, okay, we all go into the Navy with that intention. I didn't last that long, so. But he's the 4th generation in.
Cool.
But
So,
he's doing
baby,
good. He's
so
doing
down
it.
the line,
But he comes out of the Navy. The thing is, the kid picked the right career path because, he was offered two tracks to take as a fire control technician. He could have been in the control center working the controls, pressing the buttons. But one of my guys on the job, sat him down and said, "No, you want to do what I do for a living." And one of my guys is a Cisco certified internet engineer. He actually wasn't an employee of the city because we didn't have salaries that went up to $275,000 a year. So he talked him into it. My grandson has all those certifications. Plus, the advantage he has is he's got military on his resume.
and when he gets
all that training comes with college credits. So the kid is just about done with a bachelor's in computer science as a result also. So you know what? That's the thing. If you go into the military, make sure you do something that's transferable, something you can bank on when you get out,
Yep.
So, but that, very proud of the kid. He's a good kid too. And he just got married,
Or stay
So.
30 years and retire with the pension.
Yeah, well, the other thing is he's gotten an offer from the Coast Guard also because of his specialty. They want to know if he wants to do a transfer into DHS to go to Coast Guard. Now, my daughter lives up in Dutchess County, New York, and his wife lives. They now live in Norfolk together, but she's from Springfield, Massachusetts. So he was thinking about if he takes that gig, he would get an assignment up to Boston. So that would be real close. But at this point, I think he's going to stay in the U.S. Navy. Hey, James, I wanted to ask you a question. I heard that the U.S. struck a deal with the Filipino government to revitalize Subic Bay again.
I'm still listening. I heard the same thing, and I keep
Yeah.
asking questions. I don't have any confirmation yet. I don't know if the because that's all got to be approved by Congress and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't heard, but there is interest. There is interest in
There's a
a
lot of interest because
presence.
of Taiwan
having-
right now.
What the Chinese are doing
Yeah.
with the Navy.
Yeah,
there's
big time. Big time.
There's definitely an interest.
What's your gut impression, James? Do you think it'll go through, or your gut impression?
I think it will. Excuse me for I'm eating my lunch, but I think it will go through.
That helps the economy big time.
Well, it's a mix of it here. It's like 50-50. I don't know what the exact numbers are.
Yeah.
Of people wanting the Americans to come back over and people that don't want the Americans to come over.
Is it the older crowd that doesn't, or because
No.
they remember us when we were there?
I don't know. I really haven't looked into it that deep, but I watch Philippine news every now and then, and you see, and of course they only show when you watch the news, they only show the dramatic parts of it, just like in the U.S. That's all they do in the
Really?
U.S. same in the
Really?
US. But what I see when I look at that, I see protesters that we don't want the Americans in, we don't want the Americans in. But again, when I see things, because I hear people that are for it and I hear people against it, and I don't know the exact number, but they're on both sides of the track.
Well, every time the Filipino Coast Guard has a run-in with a Chinese ship, they should probably think twice about not wanting the Americans there. Because that's going on a
Well,
lot
it's getting
lately.
real bad over there. Yeah, I know the tensions are high. I mean,
But Tom, when did you serve? In what years?
I actually spent some time in Subic, Longapo, that area. I was in Air Sea Rescue Corpsman. I was a corpsman on board a couple of carriers. I was actually in an air wing, so we would go on different carriers depending on where the air wing was detached. But I was in the 70s.
Okay, I was at the age of they had just stopped the draft 8 months before my birthday. I was number 36.
Oh yeah, thank God for that, huh?
I would have gone, but
Yeah, thank God for that.
No,
that's
73, I turned 74.
Mike.
So
That's when
18.
you run and join the
I mean,
Navy. Okay.
I was Navy was my intent, actually.
Yeah.
I was planning.
Unless,
Navy.
of course, they put you in a special boat unit, and now you're a river rat.
Well, that was my
So,
intent
yeah,
for the Navy, but
that really
again, he
sucks.
stopped the draft in December of 73, and my birthday was August of 74.
Yeah.
But I was number 36, so I still had to. We still had the draft, the lottery.
Mike, you struck me as Air Force.
That was my second choice, actually. Navy was first, Air Force second, Army third.
Air Force spent a lot of time in country, so that
My
wasn't
dad
actually
started
the
in the
best.
Army. He was transferred to the Army Air Force before before they had the.
Well, the problem,
Right.
my dad was in the Navy during Korea. Okay. And my uncle turned around and got drafted. His brother, who was an Irish twin, okay, younger than my father, but he wound up going into the Marine Corps. So they were all afraid of what was going to happen next. Was he going to be on the Incheon Peninsula or not?
Sure.
No, he turned out to be a supply clerk in Brooklyn, New York, at the Brooklyn Navy Yard as a Marine. So he made out big time.
Well,
yeah. And
Tom,
then my son was in the Navy also. He was on a fast frigate. So he did 4 years, and he came. He wound up. He was an IT specialist, but that's in the Navy you don't just do one job. So he was also a leading petty officer on a visiting board search and seizure team in the Gulf, which always troubled me. But he came out and he became a cop. He became a police officer for the NYPD. He actually retired before I did, okay? Because his Navy time counted towards his police time. And he wound up doing 16 and a half years with NYPD and the 4 years in the Navy. So it wound up getting his 20-year pension, which was worth 50% of his final, which, of course, his final 3 years, he booked a ton of overtime. So, and then he moved to Canada, okay, because my daughter-in-law is a Canadian national, so they moved up to Ottawa. You really got to love snow. I don't. That's why I'm
I
in
remember if
Vegas.
you moved to Canada, 69, 70.
Yeah. So he's living up there on, and actually he got hurt on the job about 10 years earlier. Like that really mattered. He was full duty, but he got off the job on what they call a 3/4 tax free pension. But again, he moved up to Canada, so he's his dollar's worth a bit more up there.
Would he move back?
Nah, they love it up there. They raised my granddaughter up there. They love it up there, you know.
So
But
Tom
again,
likes to go international now.
you skate to work in the wintertime, okay, on the canal up in Ottawa. So not for
No,
me.
I met
One
Tom.
thing I
didn't know
loved
this.
about coming to Vegas, I don't own a snow shovel. I don't own a snowblower. Okay, those are two wonderful things. But from my front door, I can look north to Mount Charleston, and there's snow on the peak from usually September through, well, actually, the end of June, there was still snow up there. They got, I think it was 470 inches of snow this past season. And that's a 30-minute drive away.
Yeah.
But again, it's 11,000 feet above. So
I
Vegas is
think
at
it's
2,700 feet, and we're at 3,000 feet. So we look down at Vegas at night, which is nice. When we do have our monsoons here, James, I'm in the same situation you are. It floods down in the Vegas Valley, but we're up in the Black Mountains, so we don't get it.
But Tom, what
I
made you
heard-
pick Vegas or Henderson out there?
Henderson,
What
yeah.
made you pick that area out of New York City? You know,
A lot of things. Quality of life, Mike. Okay. I'm on, you know, I get a pension from my 40 plus years in the department. My wife was a civilian in the department and did 35 years, so she gets a pension. And out here, this is a pension friendly state, like where Bill is. They don't tax my pension, and they don't
Yep.
tax also Social Security. Okay. So,
That's,
you know,
that's why people move to Florida.
they keep sending me money, okay, every month. And I told the kids there might be some real estate left at the end of the rainbow, but don't look for big bank accounts because we're going to do our best to spend.
exactly.
Okay.
Enjoy life
You
when
know.
you can.
Exactly. Grandkids will get something. I don't know about the kids, you know. It's all about quality of life. Well, I you know what, Andrew? I looked at Florida. We went to several. We looked at the Carolinas. We looked at Tennessee. We looked at a few different places, but Florida for me is too humid. There's too many goddamn bugs, and there's a natural disaster every year. So we figure out here in Vegas, if there's a natural disaster, I probably have beachfront property at that point.
Yeah.
Okay,
You don't like
California
bugs
will
and
fall
natural
into the ocean.
disasters, Tom?
Well, I'll tell you,
Well,
the
you-
natural disasters just came from my work life. Okay, I got very
Tom
adverse
doesn't-
to natural disasters.
Well, Tom doesn't want to
You know, because
walk out
every
the
day at
door.
work was a natural disaster, James.
Well, if you don't like bugs and natural disasters, you wouldn't survive over here.
Well, believe me, the wife, you know, that came up in a discussion
Yeah.
from one of the relatives, and they said, you know, Tom, you know, you can live like a king over there. And my wife said, F that. Okay. There's things that'll kill you there. Okay.
Well,
So,
there's
no.
snakes everywhere that can kill you.
Nah, not here. I have geckos out here. Okay.
Yeah, we had
And
that same
and I have
conversation.
stupid grasshoppers who, when you shoo them away, they jump and fly in your face because they're just too stupid to get out of your way.
We had a very similar conversation offline with Bill and his wife, and Bill's wife does not want to come back to the Philippines. But
You know,
I think Bill's wife sees the Philippines the way it was many years ago. The way it is, it's real. I was here many years ago, and it's very different now than it was way back in the day.
Yeah, we still have family that's back and forth. We have friends across the street that go back for 4 months out of the year. You know.
I think James misses it here in the States.
No, I really don't. I really don't.
What about a visit? What about a visit to Charleston then?
I love visiting Charleston, but the main reason I love visiting Charleston is because my family's there. But I have no desire. To go back. I was talking last night to my Canadian family that came to visit us yesterday, and I'm asking them what their plans are. because he's only been in Canada. I think he's been in Canada for about 10 years, and he's still 10 years away from retirement. But what I've seen and I've talked, and that's really what our channel is all about, is retirement inside the Philippines. And our second biggest demographics are Filipinos. It's the United States and the Philippines. And a lot of those from the United States are Filipinos that are in.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many people, after they've gone to the land of opportunity, which America is the land of opportunity for making your wealth. There's so many opportunities there. But at the very end, they've taken that,
They wanna
and
go
brought
back.
that. They come back
Yeah.
here because the family life is different over here. They're very, very family oriented.
Yeah,
And
very
their
extended families.
dollars, everything that they put away, their
Sure.
nest egg.
Their Social Security, their pensions, their annuities.
We were in the U.S. last year. This is the first time we went back after over 2 years. We went back in May of last year, and I was shocked. I was shocked when we went out to restaurants and when we did grocery shopping. We just did anything that had to do with spending money. I was shocked, and I told Ness, I said, you know what? We have a nest egg, and it's for retirement. I said, but we would burn through our nest egg so quickly if we were living in the U.S. as opposed to living over here. So
Yeah,
our
it's
dollar
once you
just
move
goes
out, you can't afford to move back. Yeah. It's the same way I feel about New York, James.
Yeah.
Once you move out, you can't afford to move back.
I'm going to show. Hey, Bill, I'm going to show you the project I worked on this morning. This was a little organizer I did for I got tools all over the damn place, and I found this really neat tool organizer for my DeWalt cordless tools, and I mounted this on. I just shot you shared the picture.
Tom, don't you miss upstate New York? Like the
I was just back there a couple of weeks ago. My daughter got remarried, and we went back there for about 8 days. And as long as I can get out of New York City within 3 or 4 hours in a drive, I mean, just trying to drive out of the New York metropolitan area to get upstate.
That's way too neat for me.
That is
I couldn't find any of my damn tools. My tools are all over the place. I don't know if they're in a drawer, in a cabinet, on a bench top somewhere. But now, so I saw this. I said I got to do something. I got to get more organized.
Yeah, I did something similar with my Ryobi sets. Yeah.
I
got a whole.
How'd you
Ryobi
hang
stuff.
that trimmer?
How did I hang the what?
The trimmer.
It's on a hook.
The Ego trimmer.
Oh, it's on the Ego trimmer in the back. It has one of those, like the keyhole type where you can take a screw in the wall and you slide down, and when you slide it down, it locks into place.
Yeah. It's a
I have
that it flips into.
I need an Ego. I need an Ego organizer too, because I have everything pretty much. Not everything. I don't have a snowblower, obviously, but I have the Ego lawnmower, the trimmer, the edger, the chainsaw. Probably about 80 or 90% of things that they make. I love the Ego product line.
If it fits my battery, I probably am going to own it at some point in time.
That's why I have so many DeWalt, because the battery is pretty much for all of them, and DeWalt's actually a good product. And the Ego has very good lawn and garden. Very, very. I've been using it for about 3 or 4 years now, and
DeWalt. Do you know DeWalt is now making lawnmowers?
No, I didn't know that.
Yellow lawnmowers, just like their logo.
Big yellow lawnmowers. Yeah. Well, the battery technology is getting to the point where, you can mow your entire lawn, in one session on a battery. Well, I don't have a lawn. In fact, they pay you here to remove your grass.
I think Tom would.
They're paying $6 a square foot for private homes to remove their decorative grass.
I think Tom would love a real grass lawn.
No, I got to be honest with you. Absolutely not. Don't need it. I just spent $1,500 on new rock, decorative rock on my property. They brought in 15 tons. And then in the back, we have a small patch of grass, but it is man-made grass.
From an aesthetics point of view,
Yeah. Oh, I love my desert motif here. I have last count I have 18 shrubs and 5 trees on my property. So, but they're all you know m- indigenous to out here. Holy crap. What that's one of those
What
Papaya.
heck is that?
yeah,
Papaya.
papaya.
I don't really interrupt you, but Bill, I've got to head out. I've got a continuing education for my architecture license tomorrow morning.
Oh shit, 10
Next
o'clock.
2 days.
Wow.
It's 12 o'clock here, so I'm gonna head out. Enjoy the evening, guys.
Mike.
Yeah.
Take
I'm
care,
sorry
man. It
I've
was a
kept you
pleasure.
all
Good,
like
good talking to you,
I'm
Mike.
sorry I've kept you all up all
Good
night
to see
long
you,
chatting,
James.
but I've got to go too. So
Okay. Good night.
All right. Yeah, you were a
Hey,
real
Jazz.
chatterbox here, Charles.
Yeah,
keep
exactly.
the town with Chaz.
Carlos has been quite
Good night,
quiet
Charles.
tonight.
But that's something I gotta, once I get things kind of battened down around here, I got to go out inside the yard. I got tons of limes I've got to pick. I'll be making a bunch of limeade here, and I have like 4 pineapples I've got to pick, and one one mango. It's just one. It's just one orange on its own. And what else did I notice in the yard the other day? Some avocados. I got to pull down some avocados. But everything's doing really good in the backyard.
Sounds like a pole saw might help.
I'm getting a downpour right now.
You guys are talking about joining the military, making sure you do something that you can use outside of it and like that.
Yeah.
Let me show you a guy. Let me share this. Someone who I'm particularly proud of. Hold on. There we go.
How's the burger, James?
This guy.
It's good. That was my last bite. I apologize for eating while we're talking, but I got to get it down.
I don't know if that last name looks
I'm
familiar.
Is that your son?
Is he a relative?
This is my brother.
Okay. Well done.
My brother was the first ever chief, command chief, master sergeant at NASIC, National Aerospace Intelligence Center, at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is kind of a big deal. He was the very first one. He had 3,000 people under his command, including civilian scientists and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And spent 30 years.
So he did 30 years in?
30 years in, had TS with the top TS clearance,
right?
For what he was doing, and after retiring, he's worked for 3 different defense contracting companies. He's right now a vice president for ISR Solutions. His bonuses a year are more than what I make. This guy, and this is from working for 30 years in the Air Force. He's a big guy, by the way. He's like 6'3.5". He's just shy of 6'4".
Well done.
Yeah.
Well, other than your brother's height, we have a lot in common because we're both retirees of the Air Force. We both worked for 3 defense contractors after we got out of the Air Force. I did 15 years as a defense contractor.
Yeah.
And
you were in 30 years?
I went 20 years Air Force, 15 years defense contractor.
In defense contracting? Yeah.
He was 30 years. He's 30 years Air Force, but he retired in 2012. So what does that mean? Like 10, 11 years defense contractor so far. Yeah, he got pretty well known when he got this contract. He got $1/3 of $1 billion defense contract for the company he was working for at the time.
Wow.
That they opened up in Dayton with 3 employees, and he brought it up to about 100. And then now he's working for these guys. But really good guy. Yeah.
Well done.
That's
good to see that.
That's my
Congrats,
brother.
Bill.
Should have went in.
Did he say anything about UFOs?
No, he can't. And even if he was involved in any, they can't talk about any of that. He wouldn't. I know, right? Patterson is allegedly where they brought the aliens that crashed in.
Yeah.
It's a well-known fact, that one.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, Bill, that I was going to comment when Tom was talking earlier. Is 20 years active duty Air Force, 15 years defense contract. I saw more combat as a defense contractor than I did 20 years in the Air Force. Because the Air Force is normally we're in the back. We do mission support. My job was satellite communications. It's all the discus entry points for all the data that comes into the country. But when I went over to a defense contractor, it was an Army contract that I did most of my support for. And I deployed with the Army in the field. So when they went into the combat zone, I was in the combat zone, in the tents with them at the sites that we were working at.
It's funny because he was over there, and he was over there
Yeah.
during Desert Storm. I know he opened up an office in Qatar. They actually told me they actually put him on a commercial flight with him because they needed cash. They needed actual American cash to open the office up. So they put $1 million in American cash in a briefcase on his wrist, connected to his wrist on a commercial flight. Now nobody
Have
knew
you seen the movie?
Nobody
What
was,
is it?
but somebody would have cut his
War
hand right
Dogs?
off to take that thing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and they're used to doing stuff like that over in Qatar and Saudi. They have no problem cutting off hands off.
He didn't like Qatar at all. He said it smelled like a fart. He said the whole thing.
So
He
my
didn't like
brother-in-law said
Qatar.
the same thing. Yeah,
But he was at Ramstein, and then he stayed in Germany for 16 years because that's not usual, but they liked him there, and he worked for the OG or IG. I'm sorry, Inspector General, and made enough friends in high places and got to stay there and stay there and stay there. And that's how he met his wife. She was from Greece, and she was an interpreter and like that. And he's very proud of my brother. He's done very well for him. See his house. Ridiculous.
Good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I was up in Bremerhaven, up on the North Sea, but our squadron support came from it was at Simbach, and then it moved over to Ramstein. So I was traveling back and forth from the north to that part of Germany quite often.
Do you miss going to Germany, James?
He loved it there.
I love Germany. I love it. I'm like 1/3 German. On my mother's side, German, and Italian. But I love Germany. I love the food.
He said the food was incredible. He just loved it there.
The people are great as long as you warm up to them. You have to warm up to them first. They're different in the north than they are in the south. In the south, everybody's like really right off the bat. They're very, very friendly. But in north, you have to build a little bit of rapport. If you speak a little bit of German with them, boom, you're locked in. You're really good. But I loved it in Germany. Yeah.
You go back, wouldn't you?
Actually, if I had to choose Germany or the Philippines, I choose the Philippines. I really like the Philippines.
But is it
as long as we're not getting a typhoon?
In Germany, is it true that they drink beer with breakfast?
Beer with what?
Breakfast?
No. I've never
true.
been with any. No, I've never seen that.
No. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but no, it's not a thing.
Yeah,
it's not.
But those are the people still up.
It's not it's not a German thing.
It's not a thing, but there are Italians who do actually drink wine with breakfast. Just to clarify.
Well, there are Italian 9-year-olds that drink wine with breakfast.
Well, that's because the water's not good. They got bad water, so they drink the wine. It's clean.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to make fun of she was from Naples. This was my step grandmother, but she was always my grandmother because my mother's mother died before I was born. But she used to make fun of the northern Italians, where my grandfather was from because they'd brush their teeth with wine.
Hey, Bill, I'm going to jump off.
I think we all are. I think
your numbers are dropping. There's 5 watching right now, and I think that's us.
It says 6.
Yeah.
It says 6.
Yeah, I gotta take off
okay.
too.
Who are we losing? Oh, Cool Cat.
Cool
Well,
Cat's
Cool Cat's
still here.
jumping off.
God bless you,
Cool
Cool
Cat
Cat.
saying good night too. No.
Oh, yeah. Well, Dewey just got here a couple minutes ago. Looks like.
Oh yeah, because it's morning.
And Marcel's here.
Yeah,
I don't think it's counting us. Can't be, because there's 5 of us here.
It says 5 watching now.
Marcel
that's
is
us.
here.
Mine says 6.
Cool
Whatever.
Cat is still
Anyway, yeah, it's late. We've been on a long time, and we're
Much
and
later
Mr.
for
B
you.
is still here. And Marcel and Mr. B got those cool stars next to their names.
Mhm.
And you can all have that star, next to your name. It's easy to
James
do.
could be a member.
You could
could
be
be a member,
$36 a year. You too could have a star.
Bill
Anyway,
is a star.
Well, as Ringo Starr said,
Oh yeah.
peace and love.
Yeah.
That means love.
Love always wins.
Yeah,
Wasn't aware
this
of
is
that.
love, bro.
Huh?
That's love. Or live long and prosper. Yep.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Gotcha.
Good
Okay,
night,
gents.
guys. Good night,
Everybody,
chat
have a good
room.
one.
Good night, guys.
Good night,
Thanks for
Bill.
hanging with me so long. Good night,
Tom,
Andrew. Good night,
Ed,
Tom. Good night, Dominic. Good night, James.
James.
Thanks for stopping in. I know you got a busy schedule there. Stay safe
Yeah.
from the
Stay safe, bro.
from the typhoon.
As soon as things slow down, I will. I promise you, I will try
Go
to stop
harvest.
more often. I have a good time with you, Bill. You
Go
you
harvest.
guys. All right, man. I'll see you guys later.
care,
You guys
Reggie.
have a great
Take care, Tom.
Sunday night. Sunday night. I think it is for you guys. All right. Cheers, guys.
Bill,
10
always a
o'clock
pleasure, man.
Eastern
Take care,
time.
bro.